Getting Dicey.
Okay, cool. So as I said, like the voice of Agatha is definitely going to change here. So as she appeared, she looks down at you, and with a push of a button, actually I better put the hood on. With a push of a button, she says, "Foolish mortals, do you not know it is death to seek me out?" Was that a bit better?
Yeah.
Okay,
that was
good.
great. That was
Okay.
creepy.
Okay, cool.
Gil steps forward with the silver comb in hand, lays down, gets down on one knee, and offers it forward, and begins to sing. And you should read that while I'm singing, please, Dungeon Master, just to make sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read that out. I want to read that out because, like, for people who are listening, might not be watching, I just want to sort of read. So you're doing Unearthly Chorus. Music of a style you choose fills the air around you in a 30-foot radius. The music spreads around corners, can be heard from up to 100 feet away. The music moves with you. Until the spell ends, you make charisma checks with advantage. You can use a bonus action on each of your turns to beguile one creature you choose within 30 feet of you that can see you and hear the music. And they must make a charisma saving throw. Cool. I think that's all good.
And my music of choice is the Righteous Brothers. And I call this one Unchained Agatha.
Oh,
Oh, Agatha, your beauty, I can only bear so much. These lonely eyes. Life must be hard, but it's hardly hurt your looks. One touch, you are so fine. That's it.
Okay, well, I'll get you to give me a well done.
Beautiful. Oh, encore.
I'll get you to give a persuasion check with advantage.
Yes. It was worth embarrassing myself and wrecking your ears.
was it really?
I didn't roll it with advantage. I will roll again. 22.
Okay, great. So the ghostly figure looks down at you, and then looks down at the comb that you've presented in front of her, and she says, "Very well. I know that you seek many things. Ask me one question, and I will give you one answer."
I'm just going to confer for a moment with my comrades.
Very well.
All right, huddle up, team. What should we ask? Should we ask about the book?
Indeed.
The book's the only thing we know about.
You could ask anything.
Mm.
But would she know anything, or she just lives in this forest?
She seems to be knowing a lot of things that I'm sure we could find out, but the book is what we're here for, right?
Okay.
Ask her how much
Ask
a
her what the book
pig
is.
can carry.
I'll ask her the Sphinx is a little. All right, and I turn back to her without wasting too much of her time and just say, we believe you know the whereabouts of a spell book belonging to Bowgentle. Could you tell us where that might be?
And she scowls. She's got a sort of eerie scowl. She looks down and she says, I know the book. It was traded with a necromancer named Sea North. more than 100 years ago. I do not know what has become of the book.
And necromancer, you say, and where did this necromancer live, or unlive, as the case may be?
As you start asking that question, she slowly fades out of existence.
I guess you were serious about the one question only.
Well done, Gil. Your music was beautiful. So charming.
I was so inspired by her beauty.
And you look down and you see that the silver comb too has disappeared.
I do feel a little bit ripped off that you didn't even know where the spell book was. That was what we were promised, but
If nothing else, it's a lead. And we only agreed to find out from her. We didn't agree to find the book itself. So,
is there anything inside this wooden kind of structure, this tree-based? Is it some kind of living place?
Yeah. So
Is there anything here?
So the area that you walked towards was kind of like a whole amount of like branches and thickets and vines that had grown over to make this kind of dome-like structure with a small opening that leads inside.
I'm kind of interested in what could be inside.
Go check it out.
It's so spooky. Can I look inside with my dark vision?
Yeah. By all means, you can step forward and roll perception.
I shall do so.
Oh, actually, sorry. Roll investigation.
Okay. I've rolled a natural 20.
Nice. You look into this sort of hole in this dome, and you see with your night vision a almost completely empty sort of small-ish cave, just really small enough, kind of like a large. I don't know, where bunnies might live or something like that, right? So something kind of little thing like that. And you can see sort of tucked away in the corner are just the skeletal remains of maybe, well, you can tell it's elvish skeletal remains.
Oh, gross.
And that's it. That's all that's within this dome.
is the comb there?
No, the comb is nowhere to be seen.
Strange.
Byrem, is your spell still picking up on any magics in these woods?
Good question.
So the Baron notices that because originally, as you were making your way towards this specific dome, the magic aura that detect magic had created has all but disappeared. There's just a faint glow around this entire woods now, instead of it being concentrated on this dome.
She's left, gone on vacation. Ooh.
Isn't it always the way?
So she knew about a book that got given to a necromancer called Sea North, I think, 100 years ago. So, I mean, that's quite a long time. I wonder if he still has it or if he's still alive or undead. So I guess we'll just keep our eyes out for another. There's plenty of necromancers popping up lately.
Yeah.
Last up, we got a Spider Woman. Now Sea North.
We could let Sister Gariel know the next time we're in town, but if I'm honest, these woods give me the creeps. Shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy to get out of here.
All right. Would you like just to make your way back the way you came? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I think so, unless there's better counsel from Lorros or Miraqen.
I too am keen to leave this place.
Agreed.
Okay, great. So you guys make your way back out of this path, sort of this forest path, and as you sort of near the entrance that you came in from, you notice it getting lighter again, less cold They call that warmer in some countries. And you're back on the path heading towards Coneybury. Now, from this angle, you can kind of see the mountains sort of past Coneybury, and behind that is just this amazing mountain range that you can sort of see be even further beyond that. They're quite. Who's got a high history? Who's got the highest history, and we can use them to roll.
I've got a
Baron?
Yep. Okay, I'll roll.
Imagine the Byrem.
I got a +5.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you'll give us a history check.
Oh, I got, what is that? 23.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect. So you as you come down towards Coneybury, you see this prominent landmark like way off in the distance, and you know of it as the Wyvern Tor. It used to be the home of large sort of a dangerous massive nest of wyverns.
A Wyvern Tour.
Wyvern Tor.
Tua!
Tor. No, not the Wyvern Tour.
Here for the Wyvern Tour. Okay, Tour. Wyvern Tour.
Yeah, so
Tour.
I assume it's a similar word for like a nest by the sounds of things, you know. So yeah, you know that it used to house a lot of wyverns, but you also know that a bunch of bold adventurers chased them off or got rid of them some time ago as well.
100 years ago?
just years ago. Years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
3.5 years ago. Yeah.
Weeks ago.
Yeah, so that's what you can kind of see off in the distance.
So these humps. These are the hills.
So these are the ones in the sort of the mid-ground, the mountains you can sort of see in the mid-ground, and then past those, just a massive craggy mountain range.
Beyond the old Elwell.
Yes, beyond the old Elwell.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll just tell everyone that the wyverns. That was the Wyvern Tour. Buy your tickets.
Did you mean a tour?
I believe so.
We've not had good luck with those. I suggest we skip.
Yeah, and this one sounds more dangerous.
This seems to be hazardous country. Perhaps we should head straight to the old well and find those missing people.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
All right, so it's going to be too treacherous to head straight over the mountain range in front of you. So you're going to have to go sort of follow the tribal trail back to that split in the path, and then make your way further up towards the old Elwell. Now this is going to take, how long? It's already starting to near maybe 7 o'clock at night by the time you've hit Coneybury. We can travel a part way down the trail before, I don't know whether you guys want to just travel all at once or if you guys wanted to rest up. What did you want to do on your way to the old Elwell?
I suggest we make camp when it makes sense to, but I'm not accustomed to traveling the wilds.
Yeah, we definitely need some kind of carriage.
Lorros, what do you think? Is there some travel before resting up, or do you want to travel throughout the night?
I'm happy to keep moving, but if others need to rest or want to rest, then all good.
Sigg?
Perhaps we should be ready for combat when we reach Old Aldwell. We could travel until our stamina depletes, then a short rest, and then continue on.
That sounds good. I mean, you guys could always travel back to your last resting place if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, that's a great advice by Sigg.
Okay, cool. So
let's do that.
You head back down the Coneybury path, and we're just gonna. Okay, cool. That's all right. You make it sort of halfway to the fork in the road before sort of it gets too dark. It's like 11. It's almost midnight here. Did you want to continue at this point, or did you want to rest up now?
It's about this point we normally get sucked off by some sort of creature. So maybe so it's nighttime?
Yes, it's midnight, yeah.
I say we rest. Not everyone can see in the dark.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you so much for Chugganaut for subscribing. Hopefully you'll see some cool stuff tonight that'll make this decision of yours not regretful. Okay. All right, so you guys can rest through the night. Let's have a quick look here.
I'm spoilt for long rests right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't even need one. I feel
how many
guilty.
sessions before you're begging and dying for one, and now we've had 3 in the last 40
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about feast or famine.
Not that we're complaining at all, Regan. But...
No, complain all you like. I can, because hopefully it'll just get harder from here on in, so that's okay. Okay, so you have an uneventful night. The 8 hours passes without any hassle. Like, you found that last spot that you camped at away from the tribal trail, and it seems to have proven itself safe for the second night in a row. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. The birds are chirping. It's quite a nice warm summer's morning. You know there's like maybe a couple of hours travel before you get back to that fork in the road. And you know that from what you've been told, it's probably almost a full day's travel to the Old Owl Well from that fork in the road.
Okay, for the long rest thing, I'm just going to wake up with a nice cigarette. And
I'd like carry on.
Sorry. And I've just got some things that I've been trying to study. So I was wondering, so I want to study the cheese ring.
Okay. Before we get to the cheese ring, can you just give me a Constitution roll with we'll add your proficiency on.
What's my it's a 2. So I'll just press Constitution, then we'll add 2.
Yeah.
A 1. I got a 4.
All right, I'm not going to get you to roll a D100 for this, but what happens is you wake up, you roll over, you pull a cigarette out of your pouch and you light it, but you've lit the wrong end. And you take a big drag on that cigarette and you just cough and splutter and you're coughing for a good 5 minutes. And you throw the cigarette onto the ground and it catches a little bit of the ground, dry summer grass on fire. And you kind of just like, you stamp it out and you kind of cool and calm look around to see that everybody saw that happening.
Amateur.
Strange, man.
It happens. It's been a long night.
You've been judged from about a 7 foot. You've been judged by a 7-foot giant. I don't know, 5-foot elf.
Yeah,
it's all about height with you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Everything measured is like feet.
A very smelly, a very pungent 7-foot Goliath at the moment. Yeah, still covered in the dirt, blood, eye goop, and everything else that's sort of attacked. And some of Baron's blood still trickling down his chin from dried up on his mouth from the last time. Anyway, so what do you want to know about this cheese ring?
I just want to figure it out. I know it's magical.
Yeah.
I just want to see if I can control it somehow.
Yeah, so what we'll say is that you've the last time you were sort of looking at this cheese ring, you noticed it glowing brighter the closer it got to a small piece of cheese that you had in your bag. So is there anything you want to do with that information?
Yeah, well, I have some Stilton, so I just want to, maybe if it's glowing, I just want to touch the Stilton on the ring.
Yeah, and you touch the piece of Stilton against the ring, and there is a bright flash of light, and you look away, and when you look back, the Stilton is no longer in your hand, and this cheese ring is glowing brightly now. It's not even really glowing. It's now just a yellow gold color. Can you
metal.
Yeah, can you give me I believe it's a D10 roll?
Oh, okay. Yeah. 1D10. Oh, sorry, actually, I'm going to do 2. A 9.
Okay, 9. So what you see is the other thing that's different about this ring is that there are now small like holes, almost like a piece of Swiss cheese.
Okay.
And you look and you count, and there seems to be 9 little holes on this cheese ring now. You have no idea what that could mean.
Okay. Is there any way that I could know?
You'd have to do a little more study, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Have to do a little more study. Is there anything else people want to do before heading up to the Old Owl Well, getting back on track?
I've got some good berries.
Yeah, you do.
Who wants some? Oh,
Wait.
Yes, please, Miraqen.
I'm just gonna say 2 each,
Okay.
and that's enough from the DM.
Sorry. Hey, I didn't mean those kind of berries. All right. So, if you guys are happy to head back towards that fork in the road and make your way back up, we can do that.
Just before we go, I've got like 3 scrolls that I want to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I might just try one.
Yeah. So what do you need to do to copy those into your?
I think
book?
it's a Arcana check with a DC equal to 10 plus the spell's level.
All right. Okay.
And I'm going to try out Ray of Frost.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a cantrip. So I think it's just
that'll be +0, right?
Yeah. So I'll just try that and then we'll get off. An Arcana roll of 1.
And so what happens? And what happens if you fail? What happens to the scroll?
It is consumed. The scroll is consumed.
And so what was that? Which one was that? The Ray of
Frost.
Ray of Frost. So yeah, as you're focusing on this and you start trying to transcribe it, you just can't seem to wrap your head around the language that this wizard has written this scroll in. And the more you try, the harder it gets, and soon enough the scroll in your left hand, it just disappears. It sort of the letters start fading away off it, and it leaves you with a blank scroll now in your hand, and a page on your book that just has garbage written on it. Yeah.
I'm just going to write on the scroll, fuck. And I'll roll it out and throw it into the fire that was my cigarettes caused. Great morning.
That is a terrible morning for you. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, so you guys are heading off now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Okay. Cool. All right, you guys just kind of you head back down to the down the pathway. You make your way to the fork in the road, and you take a left and head up this path. You get about halfway through, halfway towards the Old Owl Well. It's nearing maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, and you just hear a sort of like a wheezing, a panting happening from this small bush off on the side of the path. Just like kind of this sick kind of wheezing sound. I don't have any tokens or maps for this one, so we're just going to theater of the mind this one.
Oh, what could that be?
Dirty old man in a bush.
You're normally the man in the bush. What could be happening?
I know about this.
Alan, talk to this bushman.
I don't know if I want to go close.
So you all hear this. So yeah, it's not something that's.
Is anybody there?
And you just continue hearing this kind of this ragged wheezing.
How far away is it?
So you guys are traveling in like a relatively tight group, and off the path, maybe 10 foot, 15 foot off the path. It sounds like it's sort of coming from there. There's a couple of trees, sort of framing it. There's but you can just hear that.
Walk over there and basically grab whatever it is and pull it out onto the path. I'm assuming it's a man wheezing, so I'm just going to pick him up and bring him out.
Okay, yeah, cool. So as you reach into the bush, you this thing kind of just like snaps out and just misses your hand. And so, but you managed to grab on. Can you give me a strength check?
Sure. That's a saving throw. I want to do that. I rolled a 22.
Okay, yeah, great. So you pull this wheezing creature out of the bush with one easy just pull. It just flies over your shoulder and lands on the path in front of Sigg, Miraqen, Byrem, and Gil. And you see a very familiar face. And there's...
Does he take any falling damage?
Yeah, he takes it at like 1 HP of falling damage as he just kind of like slides onto the path in front of you. And you recognize that face as Billy Goblin. He's not looking very good, and he's just kind of holding onto his stomach with one hand, and he's trying to hold on with both hands, but one's missing like all fingers but the thumb. And he's just and Sigg, you feel that very familiar feeling of kind of moving fingers in that pouch of yours. And poor Billy Goblin is just on the ground. What would you guys like to do?
Death has come for you again, Billy Goblin. And Sigg will run in with his hammer.
Yeah.
Big Sigg.
All right, roll to hit. We'll get the initiative going.
Did Byrem yell out, "Wait, Sigg"?
Yeah, well, I tried to.
So Sigg's gonna roll a d20. Plus 10, higher than 10, Sigg hears. Below 10, he doesn't care and didn't hear. And Sigg rolls a 7. So sadly, Byrem, your message does not reach Sigg's
You
ears.
mildly care, maybe.
So
Oh, we
you're
don't have initiative.
so everyone roll initiative, please.
But we've got no tokens, right, to click?
Oh, okay. I can. Yeah, you don't have tokens, so
Well, you just have to put us in the order. It's not going to last long. Let's be fair.
I might just write these down because I don't want to have to get the tokens.
Pros?
Oh, I rolled a 7.13.
I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Sigg rolls a 7.14.
Just as well we had that point thing on for.
Um,
Jesus, bloody
and-
close.
Gil
18.14.
18. Okay, so we've got at the top of the order we've got Miraqen. So over to you, Miraqen.
Well, I'll just start forward at the sight of him, and just don't know what to say. I mean, we've seen him so many times. Billy, you again. What's up? You want to kill us? Are you going to kill us again?
So you just
You're not
want
looking so good.
so you just want to spend your turn sort of questioning him?
Yeah.
Okay. He just kind of like is writhing. He's kind of really clutching at his stomach. And he's like, I wouldn't get any closer.
Obviously a big fart brewing.
Okay, so we'll move to Billy. It's Billy's turn, which he just spends his turn. Oh, sorry, did you want to do something else?
I was just going to say I would prepare an action if he tried to harm me.
Okay, actually, it'd probably be good for me to understand kind of the formation you guys were traveling on that path as well. So I think the last time it was who do we have at the front? We had like Gil and Miraqen at the front, or was it Sigg at the front? Oh no, it was Sigg and Lorros.
Yeah,
It was Sigg and Lorros at the front.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm off to the side of the path because I dragged that melting thing out of the bush.
Yeah, and I think Gil, you were at the back with Miraqen and Byrem in the middle. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Miraqen, you're behind Sigg at the moment. You've kind of called out over Sigg's shoulder and had Billy respond in that way. So if you wanted to read in action, what would it be? What are you looking for?
If he attacks me, I would like to ready a dodge.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll bring my shield up in preparation.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. I need to prepare some stuff, I think. Anyway, okay, so it's Billy Goblin's turn. He spends his time not attacking. He is just clutching at his stomach. Yeah, he's just clutching at his stomach and writhing in agony. He's warned you guys to please just stay back. And it's Gil's turn next.
I just called out to him and to say, "You played out, Billy. You said to us once that we couldn't do anything, but look at you now." And I cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, nice.
Scarcely worth our time.
And it's a wisdom save.
Yes.
He's rolled a 17.
Oh,
He saves.
Yeah, so he almost does. He's not hearing almost anything now, thanks to the pain that he's going through. Sigg, it's your turn.
So Sigg immediately charges forward at Billy Goblin. He assumes he can reach him in this theater of the mind field.
Sure. Yep.
Drops to a two-handed hold of his hammer and brings it horizontally across his head.
So he's lying on the ground. He's lying on the ground.
Horizontally and then vertically down into his head.
All right.
Like
So
a big L shape of death.
all right. Since he's prone, I will get you to roll with advantage.
Indeed.
Oh,
A
nice.
21 to hit.
Right. Nice. So you miss his head, but it does come down on his chest. What you see next is his chest kind of open, and 15 spiders come crawling from his open chest cavity as he loses conscious and dies. Does he die again? He's no longer conscious. He's no longer in a living state. But you do now have 15 spiders that are basically surrounding you, all scattering around you guys.
How big?
So these spiders, that's probably a very good thing. You're probably picturing massive spiders. These aren't massive, but they're not small. You're looking at kind of like tarantula size spiders that come just pouring out of them. They're each a good, 15 centimeters in length.
so they're stompable.
Ew.
You can always try to stomp on them. That's for sure. But yeah, so that was basically Billy's reaction to being hit, as the spiders surrounding you. So you now have all around you 15. The group does. Lorros is off to the side of the path with maybe only a couple having run over to him. With that, it is Lorros's turn.
Okay, so I'm not particularly like spiders. They don't look that bad. I'm just gonna. So you said 2 that had come over to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, could I just run up? Are they close enough that if I sort of jumped up in the air, I could land on both of them?
They're within 5 feet of you. Yes. You could.
Like with just like 2 feet, land on both of them.
Yeah, I mean, what we'll do is you could roll unarmed strike twice.
Okay, so that is what I'm going to try and do. Where have I got that? There, 1 and 2. Oh, geez, I don't know how many times I rolled that.
Oh, damn.
24 both times.
Yeah, so Lorros, with your weight and your height, you sort of leap up into the air, and you just like have like aimed it perfectly, and each foot just comes down on each of these tarantula-sized spiders and just crush one beneath each foot, and those 2 spiders no more.
Yeah.
And they just kind of popped. They kind of just popped and coated your feet and the area around them in this kind of black, sticky,
Yay, spider goo. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Very happy with that.
Is there anything else you wanted to do, Lorros?
I'm just going to take a couple of strides across to like where the main group is. Obviously, being more spiders there, I want to be close there.
Okay, cool. Right, Baron, it's your turn.
Is it? I only got a 4.
Yeah, everyone's sort of had their turn.
Oh, sorry. I thought I rolled so badly I'll miss. My turn. Okay, well, I'm going to get the fuck out. Because this is disgusting. It's like a worse morning than I'd imagined. I'm just going to back away. Is there a cluster of them that I could shoot without shooting anyone else next to them?
Yeah, just to give you an idea of what's sort of around you right now. is you've probably got three. If you're looking down the path, you've got Lorros that is kind of standing a little bit in front of you now, off to the right just a little bit. You've got Sigg in front of you to the left. To your very left is Miraqen, and sort of behind you off to the left is Gil. So you're on the right, sort of in the middle of this bunch. You've got three of these spiders coming towards you on your right hand side.
Yuck. Well, okay. Yeah, is there... Can I shoot those three without hitting anyone else with the explosion of ice knife?
I think these are close enough that if you used ice knife, Lorros would have to dodge this.
Okay, well, I'll just pull out some dust out of my pocket and cast poison spray at whatever's coming close to me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that. Oh, they have to make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Is that aimed at someone? What is that? Is a range that you're blowing
it's
that
just
out?
within 10 feet? Yeah, 10 feet.
Okay. And so what? I'm sorry. What do they have to roll? Constitution.
13 on.
Okay. Let's have a quick look here. One of them rolls 17. One of them rolls 13. And one of them rolls a nat 20.
Oh, it should only get one of them.
Oh,
unless they're so close together.
Oh, it's 10 feet. Like, so let's say if you aimed it in the middle of the three, it would have spread out to get all three of those ones.
I guess it's because they're little spiders.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and it rolls a d12, I think. So
D12?
I think I rolled a 10. Does it automatically?
Is that how much damage it does, is it?
Yeah.
So only one of them got hit by this. One of them rolled a 13, one of them rolled a 20, and the other one was under 13. So one of the spiders, just kind of whether it was the wind or something that kind of pushed it over the two of the spiders, the one spider just kind of gets a coating of it, and it just kind of like its legs shrivel up, and it kind of lets out a little as it dies.
Oh, it was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel bad.
So you've killed one of those.
Okay.
Anything else on your turn, Byrem?
If there's any sort of escape route, I'll be taking it.
Well, you've kind of had one sort of opening to your right, but running through, if you were to run through it, two of them would probably still get an opportunity to bite.
Yeah, I don't want to run through spiders. Okay. If there's no escape route, I'm just going to...
Okay, cool. We're back at Miraqen. So you're on the left-hand side of it. You've got, between you, Sigg in front of you, and Gil behind you, you've kind of got 5 to your side. Spreading across all 3 of you.
All right, well, I just want them to get away from me, really. So I would like to use my gust cantrip. So I conjure up a wind, and I can push away a medium or smaller creature up to 5 feet away from me if it passes a strength save.
Okay.
So I'm just like, get back!
So I assume this is only on one creature. Let's have a quick... Sorry, that rolled off the desk.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just one. I was hoping it would get... because they're small, but if you're going by the rules, it's only one.
Well, like
That's
I said...
not great. I've messed up.
Well, you're just kind of like directing like this gust at one of the creatures.
And it's
Yeah. If they were clumping, would it hit multiples?
Yes, but they're not clumping. They're spread out. There's 5 that are kind of like spread out between. So do you still want to do that? Do you still want to do that?
I feel like that was my fault, so I'm willing to bear that if need be.
Yeah, I mean, you managed to successfully knock one of them 10 foot away. So there's a less of a threat. Like kinda. There's kinda less of a threat.
I'm not happy with my turn.
Okay. Is there any bonus action or anything?
Bonus action, just go. Damn, that was really stupid.
Okay. So we've got 12 remaining spiders that are surrounding you all. They've all got the ability to attack each of you. How do you guys want me to deal with this? You guys want me just to roll once, or do you want me to roll for each one that attacks Gil? I might roll once for them. Each one that attacks Miraqen, I'll roll once for that group. How would you guys want me to do this?
Roll once for the group.
Once for the group. Okay.
Do what he wants.
Let's do it. Let's do once for the group. So these 12 spiders, this is when you notice as they're nearing to attack. And unfortunately, Miraqen, the one that was blown 10 foot away, has come running back in to attack as well. And you notice as they get closer that they're about to leap at you, and they've each got these centimeter long fangs that they're all about to bite in. So let's have a look and see how they do. Man, you're lucky they only rolled once. They rolled an 8. So I'm assuming that's a miss for everybody, even the poor Baron, who has like the lowest AC of the lot. So they all jump into the air and they clang off Sigg's shield, and Lorros kind of like steps out of the way, and Miraqen's cloak blocks one of them and knocks it to the ground. One of them lands directly into the loot on Gil's back, and the Baron kind of squeals, "Ee!" and just and that pure action, the force of the squeal knocks one of them away. So you've all managed to be quite safe from that attack. Sigg, oh no, Gil, your turn.
I'm going to. So there's 5 near us.
Yeah, well, from where you're standing, there's 2 within range for you. And then it's sort of the other 3 are sort of like next to Miraqen, and then between her and Sigg, and one next to Sigg.
I see. So I'm going to draw my short sword, which I've never used. I picked it up off of a goblin, I think.
Nice.
Just going to try to stab the nearest one.
Okay. Roll to hit.
This should be interesting.
11.
And you sort of slice down like with your short sword, like with a commanding swipe, and it just right next to this spider. You've just missed this spider.
I see.
Oh dear.
I'm going to attempt to take a step backwards.
Okay. Just
So, presuming they get their opportunity attack.
yeah, that's right. So we'll have a go at that. Yeah, he's rolled 22.
Okay. I've got the thing that helps me stop them if you don't tell me what the roll is.
Oh, I thought it was I had to tell you the number, but just not whether it succeeded or not.
Well, I know if it succeeds.
True.
So just tell me the roll, or I don't know how we do it. I guess I can just say that I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Well,
Anyway. Okay. Yep.
I have a feeling that you had this planned. That's why you did the step back. So we'll let you roll through with what you were going to do.
Okay. So I use cutting words,
Okay.
which is a new thing. As a reaction, I expend the bardic inspiration, and their attack is reduced by that number.
Ah, nice.
Unfortunately, at the moment, I believe it's only a D6. Bardic inspiration, yes. So I think I need the max roll for this to work.
Oh, what's the word?
The min roll.
All right.
Actually, even the max wouldn't have worked.
Okay, so he's rolled a 22. So let's. Okay, so
I should have done it on damage. That would have been good.
he does 1 piercing damage, but as his teeth sink in, he does also manage to inject you with some poison and does 3 HP of poison damage.
Okay.
You need to. The target must succeed on. Succeed on a DC roll to see. I'm assuming that's going to be Constitution.
Con save?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, just enough. So okay, so you don't take that poison damage. You're okay.
Good. And then, as my bonus action, I'm going to throw my dagger at the nearest one as I retreat 15 feet.
Okay. Roll to hit. So you've thrown out your dagger and it just lands into the dirt next to one of the other spiders.
These spiders are hard to hit.
I'm just double checking about that roll because about the where are we? I don't think spiders are in. Thought they would be. Okay, maybe not. I'll have to find out something later on. It is Sigg's turn.
Sigg swaps back to a one-handed hold of his hammer, picks up his shield, and calls to the party, "Retreat! Back to back! Let's fight them!" And then uses the spike on the end of his hammer to impale one of the spiders.
Okay, great. Yeah, give us a roll to hit.
Sigg rolls a mere 8.
Oh, so you two just like jam the end of your hammer into the ground, next to this spider. These spiders are a little more nimble than you guys originally would have assumed. Anything else, Sigg?
That is all.
All right, Lorros.
So I want to body slam the nearest group.
You want to body slam?
I want to take a few steps and leap as high as I possibly can and then spread myself out to land on as many of them as I can, figuring that my body weight will just literally pummel them.
All right, so you could, from where you are, you could probably land across 3 of them.
That'll do.
So give me, give me 3 unarmed strike attacks.
All right, cool. 1, 2, 3. I hope that was 3. Oh, yeah. An 11, an 18, and an 18.
Yeah, great. So you sort of like, just again, after the success of your previous sort of crushing, you leap up into the air, and you just kind of like, so are you literally just like starfishing and landing face first into the ground?
Yeah, I'm attacking them here.
But you are like fully starfishing onto the ground. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you manage to pop 2. Like one of them gets splattered across your chest, just like explodes its guts across your chest. Another one gets taken out by your right thigh, and the third one just kind of like is positioned in between your 2 open legs. So you've killed 2 more. Well, I'll cross them off. So
I hope Sigg's taking count. That's 4. Without drawing a weapon.
Spiders.
Yeah, it's just spiders. But I will get you to roll. Can you just roll me a d6?
A d6.
Yeah.
Sure.
For sack damage.
6.
Okay, so you take 2 HP of falling damage, just basically like hitting the ground and jolting yourself into the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're also now prone.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Baron, over to you. So you've got kind of 2 that next to you that had that weren't killed by that poison spray before.
Okay, but I've seen Lorros's amazing wrestling techniques. Now I fear for Lorros's sack.
Ice knife, ice knife.
Do not attack me from behind with your ice knife. You've done it once.
Do it.
You have had amazing rolls tonight. You've had amazing.
It looks like
rolls.
it's gonna just chomp down between your legs.
It is eyeing up his good berries.
Not true.
Nasty berries. All right, I'm gonna do chill touch.
Oh no!
Oh, you!
Oh, 1. I've rolled 5 dice, and 4 of them have been 1s today.
You've rolled ice touch twice in my direction and failed both times.
Yeah.
Can you please give me a D100?
Please.
Oh, please
Is
be
Lorros
low.
about to get
Please be
muted?
low.
Oh my
Lorros,
God.
are
I
you-
don't even do a D100. It's not even on the thing.
Just
Hold
roll
on.
one. Just roll 1d100.
One question, Baron. What did I ever do to you?
Is it a slash roll? 1D100.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Okay, here we go. 53.
53.
Oh, that's
All right. I
epic.
mean, it's not great, but it is still a crit fail. So you kind of eye up this spider, and you what do you do when you cast?
Best of intentions.
What do you normally do when you do chill touch? Is there a kind of a
And you're about to freeze me, and I've got no idea that you're about to do it.
yeah? So do you normally? Is there a word spoken? Is there a hand gesture, or what are you normally doing?
Well, I don't know the technicalities how it really is, but I imagine that I just point my hand out like this,
Yeah.
and then a spectral, ghostly
Yeah. Cool.
ice hand extends from
Right.
there.
So you're looking at the spider.
appears.
You've got your spell book in your hand, and you put your hand out to cast it. But as you just envision that last little bit of the spell, you can just see a hint of Lorros's junk just hanging out, and you send that spectral ghost hand directly into his twig and berries, doing 3 necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage. Okay, I'm just going to yell out.
You're going to admit to doing this.
Lorros, you just feel
Sorry.
Lorros, you just feel an instant sickness in the depths of your belly. Like you could,
just under it, though.
like someone has just like fully just kicked you square in the nuts. You don't know what has happened.
Could have been anything.
Once again, it's cold, it's nasty, it's really
it's
quite
cold.
sickening, and it's
Yeah.
come from behind.
And clip it.
That's our Baron.
I think this is just a one-sided die. That I'm rolling. It looks like a 20, but
Okay,
It's
so
painted on the one.
Baron, is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, just stop.
can I do it again?
All right, Miraqen.
I had the spider bite, to be fair.
Miraqen, we're back with you. You've got again the same spiders that were there last time.
All right, I'd like to try a different tack.
Mm-hmm.
And I fish in my pocket and actually take out a little good berry, and I hold it in my hand. And I go, guys, I think we got off on the wrong foot. And I wave the good berry at them while moving my staff from side to side. And I cast Animal Friendship at level 2, which means I can target 2.
Okay.
So the 2 closest spiders, I'm like, come on. Be my
Okay. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Well, I don't think their intelligence is even close to that. Let's have a look. No, it's
And
not.
the duration of the spell is actually 24 hours.
Succeed on a wisdom saving throw. All right. So what's your... You can affect 1 additional beast for each slot. Okay, cool. What's your...
Spell save.
Yeah.
12, I believe.
Okay, cool. So as you do this, you notice that these 2 of the little spiders that are in front of you, they go from this kind of menacing sort of pacing closer and closer towards you with a little angry little look on their face, and they kind of just stop, and they start kind of moving side to side with the goodberry that you're holding, and they also sort of like almost relax a little bit. They're kind of more on their... If they had toes, they're more on their toes, I guess. And they're kind of looking a little happy and kind of jolly. And they just, they just sort of like slowly come a little closer. And it's almost like you can hear little purring sounds coming from them.
Come to mama.
So these 2 are completely charmed. You have made friends with these spiders.
Can I get them to crawl up onto my shoulders and have like 2 friends on my shoulders?
Yeah, so they just crawl, they climb up your cloak and sit either side of your shoulders, but they're still eyeing up that goodberry in your hand.
All right. I'd like to retreat from the attacking ones as far as I can with my new 2 best buds.
All right, so it lasts what, 24 hours, and it'll stop if one of your companion harms the target. So
don't touch my babies.
So where are you moving somewhere now? Are you?
I'd just like to retreat back from the spiders that are still hostile.
You can kind of get closer to the Baron, but you're still basically surrounded. If you were to run out of that group, you'd get opportunity of attack.
Okay.
So what would you like? Are you staying within that group?
I'll stay within the group.
Okay. Cool.
And I shall end my turn with 2 new pets.
for 24 hours. But
For
they
24
fight
hours.
sleep.
Yeah. You gotta. I hope
Yeah,
you.
they'll gotta love me. I have faith.
We'll see. We'll see. So it's the spider's turn. We've got. We're going to do what we did last time. We're just going to roll. We've started it that way. We're just going to keep going that way. They have rolled an 18.
Oh!
So does anyone have a higher AC than 18?
If-
All right.
If your AC is 18, does that mean you get hit?
It means you get hit.
Ugh.
You don't have 18.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I never.
Don't you have like? Don't you have like 6 or something?
I've got AC of 6.
All right. So I
Might-
take. What was that? Sorry, Gil.
He might have a spell that boosts it to.
Oh, yeah, that's a
to-
good point. That is a good point. All right, so I take it that means Lorros, Miraqen, Byrem, and Gil have all been attacked by these spiders.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
each of you take 1 HP of damage. Can I also get a Constitution saving throw from each of you?
Ooh.
But of course.
I roll a 10.
I roll an 18.
Okay.
I roll a 14.
I rolled a 1.
There have been many ones today. So Lorros, Byrem, and Miraqen, you each have just had that 1 HP of bite. They haven't managed to. I was going to say impregnate, but that's Jesus.
Haven't
Penetrate
quite
you.
managed
No,
to
wait, that's even worse. They have managed to not inject any of their
That's-
poison.
That's grammatically correct.
I guess.
Impregnate you with poison.
Yeah, penetrate you with their teeth. But Gil, can we get a D100 from you, please?
Of course. I love to roll D100. I rolled a
Okay.
94.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So you take 1 HP of poison damage.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with a crit 1, you have taken on a poisoned state, right? Do you know what that entails?
No.
Okay, well let's bring up some details. I think it's the same as what happened with the red brands in their drunken state. So condition poisoned. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So this poison state is going to last basically a good 12 hours.
Oh!
Thanks to this crit fail roll.
Unless someone heals him, right?
Unless someone can heal
I think it's
poison
like
state.
a lesser restoration.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suck the poison out.
You can't just like cure wounds.
If someone wants to roll to suck, I'm happy to have that roll happen.
Roll.
Some of those
All right. It is Gil's turn, who's feeling a bit worse for wear right now. You've got a single spider in front of you.
Seeing Lorros do so well with the spider stomping and the belly flop, I'm just going to try to stomp
Okay.
this one.
Unarmed hit roll, please.
I rolled a 12.
A 12 is just enough. So you launch yourself into the sky in a Lorros fashion and come down with both feet sort of pinned together, and you just crush this spider that had bit you and that had poisoned you, and it just pops and splats everywhere under your feet.
Simple as best, I told you.
Yeah. And you think, all right, maybe Lorros was onto something.
I look over and see if I can catch Lorros's gaze.
He's still face down with very...
He's got tears in his eyes right now. He's literally crying, like whimpering like a baby.
In that case, I call out, "Do as Lorros does."
Everyone's going to hold on to their nuts and drop to the ground. All right, Sigg, it is your turn. You've got... you've probably got the most around you at the moment. You've got kind of 2 off to your left, 1 right in front of you, and 1 sort of near Lorros's head. The other one, not sorry.
Okay.
The other head, not quite the bigger one.
So Sigg has realized the situation is a little bit more dire than he expected. So he sucks in a full breathful of lungs and kicks off Action Surge, which doubles his attacks per round. And he uses the bottom of his hammer again to like jab, jab, to try and take out two separate spiders with one-handed warhammer impale attacks. The first roll is a 21 to hit with 5 damage. The second roll, an 18 to hit with 4 damage.
And the end of your hammer just like skewers the first one, and then it's as you pull it back, it remains on the end of the spike, and you bring it down into the other and lift it back up, and both of them are dead, legs kind of curled up, attached to the end of your hammer.
Beautiful.
That was a good move.
Sigg would like to also stand in a really martial arts type stance. He's like, yeah. And just for the DM's benefit, one could expect a reaction in this next round.
Okay, all right. I'll expect a reaction, I guess. It is Lorros' turn. You are face down, tears in your eyes.
Lorros is really feeling quite sick. This feels similar to the last time this happened when he was attacked in the back, and he still has no idea why it's happening to him. This has happened to him twice in the middle of battle. Things have gotten cold, and now they've gotten really cold and feel in a delicate spot. So he's literally just curled up into the fetal position and is crying, holding onto his nuts, and he's just like, oh fuck. And that is it. He is completely oblivious of spiders. He's just
Can I get an unarmed attack from you?
Sure. Hang on.
With disadvantage.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Roll
it'll come out now anyway. So that's a 17. I'll roll it again.
Okay, cool. So
17 or an 18. So
inadvertently, as you bring your knees up to your sort of chest and sort of roll over, you just roll and crush one of the spider that was between your legs. Completely inadvertently, just adding to the gore that is covering you.
And I'm literally just in the fetal position, kind of rocking myself.
And I'm going to give you a point of inspiration as well. Yeah, cool. Byrem, back to you. There are a total of 4 spiders. You've still got sort of 2 next to you, and you can see that there's a couple a bit further up ahead near Sigg.
Okay, is there still one between Lorros's legs?
No, that was the one that got crushed.
You should not be looking at that.
Just kidding.
I think I still see one.
Something very hairy.
Nice.
Stop trying to help me, please. Stop trying to help me.
Yeah, well, if there's one that's like 10 feet away from me, I'm going to do the icy hand thing. Chill touch.
They're probably within 5 feet of you. Is that okay or not?
Poison spray.
Poison spray.
And that's a DC 13 con save for them.
All right. Cool. They didn't roll enough. They get covered in your poison spray, and in the same action as what happened to the previous one that got covered. They kind of just their legs fold up underneath them. They drop to the ground, and both let out just a little.
Oh.
Miraqen, are you letting your 2 pets see what's going on?
Like, shh, babies, don't look.
And they just leave that little purr near your ears.
Hey, hi.
Miraqen, it's your turn.
Kill your face.
So you've
I'm
got
going to have to.
You've got a couple of spiders on your shoulders. You also see a couple of spiders just in front of Sigg. And you're looking around, and that's all you can see now in regards to the number of spiders.
I mean, I could try and cast it again and have 4 spider buddies.
You totally could.
But I'm going to draw the line at 2 spider buddies. I only have 2 shoulders, so.
Okay.
All right. Again, I'm just going to try and cover them. If just try and say, don't look. No, nothing's happening. And I cast the cantrip Thorn Whip in the direction of the nearest spider.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
I rolled a 21.
I was going to say that it's basically in 3/4 cover thanks to having Sigg stand in the way.
Oh.
But even with that, you just magically whip the sort of thorn whip around Sigg, and it just lets out this massive crack sound as it just like splinters one of these spiders into a million pieces. And Sigg, all you see is this thorny sort of vine come from around you and just splat one of the ones that you were eyeing up. You've seen this move before. You know who did this. And that leaves one spider sitting in front of Sigg. It is that spider's turn. So he's rolled. I don't know if I should put a pause anytime I roll something now before I say what it is. It's rolled a 9, which is a miss, obviously. It sort of leaps up to bite you, Sigg, and it kind of like, it hits into part of your sort of your greaves, I guess, and just bounces off. And here we go.
So as he does that attack, Sigg swings his hammer across midair with his riposte move, which essentially means I get a free attack if he misses me, and I can roll damage onto it if I hit.
Roll to hit.
And I roll a 15.
Yeah. So what part of your hammer are you hitting this one with?
This is with the heavy end.
Oh, right, yeah. So as it leaps at you, it just meets a swipe from your hammer, and it just like on impact splats out and covers the end of your hammer and a little bit of your armor, a little bit of your face with a bit of spider goop. And all spiders are gone, minus the ones on Miraqen's shoulder. Well
and
done.
The clock is ticking on those two.
Yeah, so they, for the next 24 hours, are basically under Miraqen's spell here.
They love me.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, look at my 2 new buddies, aren't they cute? Look at them. And I just put my arms out and let them crawl up and down my arms, and I'm just like, oh, so cute.
As you do so, you see Sigg removing a dagger from his sheath.
And then I bend down to Billy Goblin
Oh,
and take off his thumb.
all right. So Billy Goblin is now lying there with a fingerless
Stomp.
hand,
Awesome.
and a normal hand, and his chest is, like I said, it's wide open. You can see right inside him, and from what you can see is everything just seems blackened in there.
Wait a
Some
minute.
open.
And that feels.
Does that mean my little friends are Billy Juniors?
Oh, God.
Yeah, just remember where they come from, I guess, is my hint there. All right, so the battle's over. You've taken care of Billy Goblin once more and what spewed forth from his chest. Miraqen, you've got a couple on your shoulders. And like I said, I think it's about 2 p.m. at this point for your travel. You'd probably get to the Old Owl Well by about 8 o'clock if you were to just continue traveling from here.
I'm probably walking at half pace right now.
Oh, before that starts, I want to rush over to Lorros while he's still on the ground and see if he's okay. And I'm going to profusely apologize for what had happened.
Why are you apologizing? It feels similar to something that happened before, but why are you apologizing?
No, I tried to attack the spider between your legs, and I seem to have missed. Something threw me off. Took my aim. So please accept my apologies.
Wait, this feels similar to the battle in the catacombs.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Really? I may be big and stupid looking.
What
but
I-
I'm not that stupid.
What I want to get there, I want to get a deception roll from the Baron. I want to get a perception check from Lorros.
Alright.
Perception roll. An 8.
And that
It
It'd be a
is.
net 20.
It is obscenely obvious to Lorros that you know what he's talking about.
Oh,
It would be obvious anyway.
Yeah.
the fact that my nuts are feeling the same as my back did. Surprisingly, remarkably similar.
My nuts feel like my back.
Yeah, I'm actually not gonna react, but I'm gonna back this. I'm just gonna remember this for later on. Lorros isn't gonna lash out right now because he's cupping himself and he's feeling very, very, very sore. So I'm just gonna back.
Well, I do want you to realize this is an apology. So I'm very sorry.
I'm not saying a word. I'm neither accepting nor destroying. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. And to be honest,
Yes,
I think
I'm going to roll a cigarette and continue.
Is everyone okay? Gil,
I'm fine.
well,
You're
you're a little poisoned.
you're poisoned for 12 hours.
How much does Gil know about being poisoned though?
You know that you're feeling ill. You are feeling ill from this. It's causing your attacks to miss or be like at disadvantage. So you're not feeling as strong with your attacks. In general, you're feeling kind of sweaty and a little hot.
I feel like I might have a flu coming on, but I've had flus before.
Did you get bitten?
Yes.
Well, then it may not be a flu.
Oh.
May I see the bite?
Yes, of course. And I put out wherever they bit me.
You can choose. Yeah, you can choose.
I like roll
Well,
down
perhaps, carry on.
my thing and just say, there.
Yeah, and Miraqen, you see 2 puncture holes, and they're just incredibly red and looking to a little infected.
Would I be able to use my herbalism kit?
Yeah, give us a medicine check.
Okay. I have the herbalism kit as a thing I can.
Oh yeah, cool.
throw.
All right, that's cool.
I've rolled a 13.
15?
15.
15.
13.
It's showing 15, but okay.
Sorry, 15. Sorry, that was the hover thingy. I have
Right.
proficient.
Okay, cool.
I don't know where I got that number.
I don't know where you got that number either. That's all right. That's okay. Yeah, so with a 15, that's a pretty good roll. Like, you sort of take the next 10, 20 minutes seeing to Gil, looking over him, getting back into your herbalism kit, mixing up a few things, and sort of like covering the bite marks, maybe squeezing a little bit of the infection out, trying to get a good look at the wound, covering it up, and you sort of leave a bandage over that. And you sort of let him know that he'll be feeling better in maybe an hour or 2. Yeah. So Miraqen has successfully sort of decreased the amount of time you'll be poisoned.
Thank you, man.
To the next 2 hours.
I owe you one.
I owe you many. You've helped me many times.
What I am going to do, not start initiative, not going to do that.
Before we depart, Sigg would like to call the Baron over to help him investigate Billy's corpse.
Yes, I'd be glad to.
This seems an ill portent, but we should leave him here.
What is up with this Billy?
Didn't we
How
burn
do I
him once?
roll for that?
Talk about burning him.
You've done a lot to this poor goblin.
Poor. I'm sorry. If he didn't come back, he'd be fine.
We didn't plant spiders in him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He was just keeping to himself on the side of the path this time.
Yeah, and he was warning us, which was strange.
Mm.
Normally he'd be like, "Come get some of these fucking spiders." That's not my plan. Well,
So what we can do, we can sort of head towards the old Elwell. Is there anything you guys want to do before you head off?
I was checking out Billy.
Oh right, yeah.
What do I roll to try and find out what causes this billiness?
Give me an arcana check, I reckon.
Okay. Here we go. Is it a 1? No, it's a 22.
Hey.
Okay, well, this is where I have to kind of like really figure out what's happening with Billy quickly. So
Yes.
so basically, you take a good look over him. It's I'm going to say maybe half an hour. You take a half hour to look over the ins and outs of what's going on there. You've noticed the sort of the rotten insides inside his chest cavity. You've noticed that parts of his limbs look like they're barely holding on, and in fact, there are parts that are held in place, but there seems to be a gap within them. There's something very mystical happening here. You know it's the work of a necromancer, but you have no idea what kind of spell or what concoction of spells could bring something like this to life.
It's just beyond my knowledge point.
I mean, yeah, you're only a level 3 wizard. There's going to be plenty of stuff that is beyond your knowledge right now. Cool. Anything else before we head off?
It does seem cruel, whoever is experimenting on this poor goblin. I think he's seen enough deaths.
Sigg voices disagreement at Miraqen that a goblin can never die enough. And with that, he will take his dagger and jab it into his eye and pop it out and put it in his pouch.
Oh. So he's missing an eye and 4 fingers and a thumb. Poor Billy Goblin. Okay, that's cool. You just kind of, it's like, the problem is you've popped the eye, you've punctured the eye with the dagger. So when you go to like drop it into the pocket, you just kind of squeeze it like a grape into the pocket. And then just kind of flick the eyeball skin into the pocket with it.
Eyeball skin.
Sorry,
I'd like to make sure that we don't leave anything on Billy.
Okay, cool. We'll have a little roll here.
There's been a lot of magic on him before.
Yeah, again, it's just another health potion. You've just found he seems to be storing health potions like a maniac, this thing. Whether he's remembering to, maybe he's been sent out with them to use, or who knows, but he's he hasn't had a chance to use it yet, and so you pocket that.
There's a powerful restoration wizard working with this necromancer. Everyday potions.
Sigg will take the potion and throw it towards Lorros. Looks like you need it, Mr. Lorros. Rub that somewhere.
You can apply this potion wherever you need to apply it.
Lorros is literally just going to pour it down the front of his head. Oh, yeah. Look. Oh, it's like a soothing balm.
Yeah. All of those annoying rashes and stuff that you've been having just instantly disappear.
Goliath
you've never felt healthier down there. Okay. All right, so you guys sort of continue off on this this path towards the old Elwell, and like I said, so it's about 8 o'clock as you near it. Miraqen, is there anything? So this is going to be a passing of like 6 hours. So these little spiders on your shoulder. By the time you're nearing your destination, it's there's only 18 hours left. Is there anything you want to be doing with them during this travel?
Well, I must say I've never used animal friendship before, so this is all new to me, and I've really got no insight into the mind of a spider, or if indeed they have one. So I'm curious, and I'd like to try casting Speak with Animals and see what happens.
Okay. So what do we do here? You gain the ability to come. Do I have to roll? Is there any sort of roll, or you just can instantly?
I for 10 minutes, I gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts.
All right, so I don't have a little. I might just have to go. I was going to say go blackface, but that means this. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm going to put on blackface. Jesus, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to make the screen go black. So what are you wanting to say to Spider 1 or Spider 2? Because I'm assuming you can only talk to.
I can talk to both.
Okay, like what are you wanting to say?
I can just speak with any animals at the moment, which is kind of cool. How's it going? What's it like being a spider?
Bitey, bite and eat. Bitey berries. And these spiders are still kind of like looking for the good berry that you were holding before.
I'll just feed it some crumbs. I don't want to give it the good berry. That's mine.
Are you gonna feed it
I'll
crumbs?
feed him a few crumbs.
Crumbs.
It's a spider. Have some crumbs.
Spider
That's my
crab.
Bitey berry. Bitey berry. And they are clearly rejecting just. They don't eat crumbs. They like eat humans. They eat like. They're like. They don't want just crumbs.
If they're tarantula size, they're probably eating birds. For a
Yeah.
snack.
They're charmed by me, so
Yeah.
I know they won't attack me. But
They
I
would
guess
be
this
the cutest
experiment-
spiders.
pardon.
They'd be the cutest spiders if they're eating like little cake crumbs or something.
Yeah, I just wanna-
Like, adorable.
You can see one on your shoulder sort of like look over towards Lorros and says, Bitey, tall, bitey tall.
Just
Lawrence does not speak to spider.
I
Goliath
don't really.
berries.
give me 10 minutes and I could.
I get the feeling this conversation isn't going to go anywhere. I don't know. I just have the
Depends.
suspicion.
Depends what you've got to, what you're wanting to. Have you got a goal for what you want to get out of these spiders? What are you wanting to get out of them?
I've never spoken with a spider before.
Sure. Just know that they don't know or understand English. They probably aren't. They're not overly intelligent. They're not going to have like the same sort of vocabulary that you might expect out of a human, right? So, depending on figure out what you want to ask it, what you want to get out of it, and try and find something that might help, I guess.
So listen, guys, I'm talking with spiders. Has anyone got anything?
Ask
I'm
him about
thinking-
Billy.
Yes, tell me about your dad.
Like Freud.
Yeah,
Tell
what's
me-
your dad
okay.
like?
Jesus.
Spider Freud.
So Miraqen is just straight up asking spiders, "Tell me about your dad."
Wow.
Yeah.
Counseling 101. Tell me about your father.
It's mighty, dark. Don't know. You're using a concept I don't think the spider understands.
No, I think these spiders have outlived their usefulness. I mean, they're not attacking me. So I'd like to ask them to go back home and leave us be.
Okay. And they go, home. This home. And they kind of crawl into your hair.
Is that cute?
And you can just hear, and you
Not
can just,
sure.
and you can just hear them repeating, home.
Well, that's discomforting.
Can I get what's a good roll for this one? There's an animal handling roll.
Handling.
Can you give me animal handling with advantage?
Oops, I didn't roll it with advantage.
That's
Hang
all
on,
right.
let me roll it twice.
Okay, I mean that's
What have I rolled? I've rolled a 22 and a 21. Oh!
all right. Yeah. So with a 22, you've basically you're getting the feeling that the way you've been talking with them, the way that they've been communicating back to you, that they've kind of found their home with you now. They've almost aligned themselves with you. Unless something was to happen specifically to these spiders, they're probably going to be okay and on your side.
Spider pets. Awesome.
So you
spider
have obtained 2 spider pets.
Spider pets, yeah.
The alarm's gone off. The alarm's gone off for someone. The
Spider
pets.
alarm.
Woo! There's the spider alarm, everybody.
I sense their friendliness and I reach into my hair and give them some little pets.
Okay,
And
cool.
I just want to let everybody know. I think these are my buddies now.
And they feel bristly. They're quite bristly under your touch, but they sort of sit there just frozen in your hair while you give them a little pet. Okay, so anything else before we move into the old owl well? No. All right.
Oh,
so
I know. I actually do. I just remembered. I actually grabbed some coney berries last time, and they can have those.
Oh, of course. Yeah, berries from coneyberry. So you just sort of place them in your hair, and you can just hear them go just right in your ear. I needed like an ASMR microphone for that. I could have like Gil.
I picked up my dagger before we left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point. Good point. Very, very good. Okay, so as you crest a low ridge on the path, you spy the crumbling ruins of an old watchtower standing amid the rugged hills. The place is so old that the walls are only mounds of rubble enclosing a courtyard of sorts, adjacent to the broken stump of an old tower. So I'm just going to bring you guys... So what I want to say is, as you near these ruins, you can kind of make your way around multiple ways towards this ruins. You can either just head up from the south directly up to it. There's another sort of path leading up to the west side of this of these ruins. There's a clearing that would enable you to walk up through to the east side, or you could loop right around and come in from the north. Is there any specific way that you would like to approach this? Sigg?
Sigg would like to use his knowledge of towns and battlements and see which would be the tactically sound approach.
That is an interesting one, because it was just an old tower built next to or over the top of this well, and that has just been broken due to age and misuse, and it just hasn't been used in a very, very long time. So I think when it comes to a well, you'd see the main path up is probably not going to be the most tactical. If you were expecting something, like most people would follow the path up. You have heard stories of people taking this path and being chased off by the undead. So whether you want to stick to the two sort of main paths on the east and the south, or if you want to go into the clearing and up on the east or north.
Does Sigg perceive any creatures nearby?
Give us a perception check from where you are. But you're sort of at the bottom of this this ridge at the moment. You're sort of seeing up the ridge, and from
21.
From your point, you can just see just some of the ruins. You're too far to really pick out anything more.
Sigg advises the group that we can proceed straight ahead, like he knows what he's talking about.
Okay, cool. So let's actually let's take a quick 5-minute break while I just get this all set up, yeah? Because this is going to be pretty sweet. It's going to be real sweet. Yeah. So this is the point of the night where we just take a little break and top up our water if we need it. You guys can go grab a drink or buy some of our merch. That's pretty good, yeah? That's pretty good.
One of the two.
One of the two.
Only one of the two.
You have to do one of the two.
Must do one.
I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
1 second.
Sorry, I got kind of caught up in everything that was going on. I completely forgot about taking a break.
That's fine. It's flowed well. It's kept everyone entertained.
Yeah.
Question, Regan.
Yeah.
With the knowledge now that Baron has essentially stabbed me in the back twice, and I decided to keep it low key because I didn't want to lash out at him now. Because I'm actually quite annoyed at the fact that he hasn't. He lied about it.
Yeah.
That's probably the big thing. I have a feeling that may come to bite him in the ass at some point.
Okay.
With a very big axe, but we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, you know the deal when it comes to
totally aware of it, but he did lie to my face about stabbing me in the back twice.
I understand, but just know if you were to attack a party member, there will
be a reason for something that happens. Don't worry. I'm not planning anything. It's just there will be a reaction that will be probably quite negative at some point.
All I'm saying is be aware on what other people in the party might do.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah. Because what Lorros does know is that he's been attacked. He's been hurt by the Baron twice.
I've been hurt, and at first I didn't know from what, and it was just cold and nasty. Now it's cold and nasty in a very nasty, painful area, and then the Baron's apologized. I'm like, wait, what? And then he's lied to me outright.
I mean, it's up to you how you want to play. How you want to play.
I have to have a think about it. I'm sure there'll be an opportunity where the whole trust situation arises. And
That
how
I
I
can
react
that
will be
I can
according.
understand. I can totally understand there being some mistrust between members in the party for that kind of thing. I totally get that, but just be aware that if it goes to an attacking situation, like that is a big thing.
Trust me, I'm not planning on chopping his head off, although that would be hilarious. But, but certainly the trust factor has seriously been damaged in that relationship.
Yeah.
My question is Lorros aware that it was an accident, or has he misinterpreted this as being like a prank or on purpose kind of thing?
As far as Lorros is concerned, it happened. It doesn't matter whether it's an accident or not. What the fuck are you doing shooting something that was between my legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't in danger. I was fine. And then the first time it was like, you just shot me. I didn't, because I was deliriously high at that point. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm still not aware that he poisoned me either.
Well, he didn't. He didn't poison you.
Technicality.
No, he didn't. He didn't poison you. It was the fact that he poisoned the Nothic.
Yes. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinking, like, as far as Lorros is concerned, he's hurt me once. Yeah, literally stabbed me in the back. I have no reason because I was high as a kite, and nothing was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
There'll be an interesting trust dynamic in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm just going to take a quick look and see what's been happening in the chat tonight. I think we almost make Jackalope sick with the bursting open of Billy Goblin. Thanks to Random Origins spawning Billy Goblin. Random, keen to know what you thought of having your goblin split open and have a bunch of spiders pour out of it. We've had a new sub, as I mentioned. Chuggernaut has subscribed as well. He's been getting into the Goblin Army emoji, which has been great. Sock Merchant has enjoyed all the crit fails that the Baron has been rolling, who has rolled a lot actually. That's kind of it. But yeah, been making people feel sick, which is great. But just another call out that if you like what you've been seeing and you're not already following us, please do give us a follow. If you want to talk to us about this campaign or D&D in general, what you've been up to maybe in D&D, come join our Discord. We've got a few people there that keep the chat alive almost all day these days, which is great. A little off-topic area as well if you just want to talk about anything else that's been happening, which is really cool. We've got a YouTube channel as well where we put all of our older videos, which is linked below as well. I believe by now we may have even hit like the 10,000 minutes watched mark, which is that's so cool. So cool. And it's actually really hot with this hood. And we hit 500 downloads for our podcast as well. So episode 5? I think episode 5 is going live in just under 3 hours, which is if you're listening away, or if you want to catch some of the earlier stuff while you're bussing to work or sitting at work with headphones on, do catch up on what we've been up to. And we
got the shirt.
Hey, we got the shirts. Oh, my microphone just unplugged.
Sure.
People hear. Maybe we can't.
Yeah. So yeah. Really cool. Sigg now has a hammer instead of a sword, so you get the more updated one. Ours were limited edition, but they are. There's a sale on them at the moment as well, so I think you can get them cheaper within the first 24 hours of us putting them up live. So if you really want one, jump in and grab one because they'll be cheaper today, and tomorrow they'll be more expensive. And you don't want that now, do you? Do you? Because that would just be crazy. What do you guys think of the spiders?
Didn't expect them. Way more diddly than I expected them to be expected.
Yeah.
Easily squashed it though.
Yeah, Lorros did a good job of just kind of like taking a whole bunch of them out. That was good.
Yeah.
I've
got 2 friends now, which is fun.
That I loved.
Yeah.
That was super good.
It's actually awesome because it works in with one of the spells that I have yet to use that I gained as part of my Circle of the Land ability, and I'm like, thematically appropriate.
Awesome. That's really good.
Also hilarious because I hate spiders more than anything in real life.
I
hate them. The idea of a spider on my body would send me into a fit of crying.
Like a decent one.
Yeah,
it's like my greatest nightmare of
you had 2 tarantulas eating berries in your hair.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm like, all right, I'm just rolling with this. This is what my character would enjoy.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna call them after their dad.
Oh,
I think I might call them like William and Billiam.
William and Billiam. I like
Yeah.
Billiam.
I knew a good William.
Yeah, I thought that turned out quite well. Now you've got your little pets.
Also, have you noticed Miraqen's a little bit less frosty in this season? I tried to remember to do that. A little bit less condescending than usual.
So sassy, it's great.
Oh, there we go.
I get to
Oh,
play
good.
full
Oh,
character.
that's cool.
Oh, sweet drawing, Sig.
I've got your beard in there as well.
You're perfect. So what I really want to do, I'm just going to bring Billy up for a minute. I really want that stream deck. Oh yeah, speaking of, I'll just put that up. Let's put that up. So we're almost at our. Well, we'll have to add on that the bits that Random just cheered for that Billy Goblin spawn, but we're almost at our goal for a stream deck, which is going to make things so much easier for me, because at the moment I just have a piece of paper that tells me what all my hotkeys are, and I've got a bunch. But what
Show them your stationery. It's from me.
Low tech.
Oh right, well I can't without really. It's got
Sorry.
it's got a little
cupcakes on it, that's
cupcake on it. What was I going to say? What was I talking about?
Stream deck.
No, stream deck. Oh yeah, what I really want to do is as a t-shirt design. Let's just bring up Billy Goblin. I really want to have like this face with my mouth and mustache and stuff, but like a pencil sort of drawing or a pen outline sort of drawing of it, and tidied up in Illustrator and stuff to make it look kind of cool. And have that as a shirt design. I think that'd be awesome. I'd absolutely wear that.
I can do that.
Do it.
Can we have one with like this the Getting Dicey logo on the shoulder?
Yeah. Well, we can do anything. Feel free to jump into the Discord and sort of have a chat about us in there about what kind of designs you want. Same goes for you, Dave. If there's something specific you want and we can make it, then why not? Why not?
Yeah, because I quite like that Getting Dicey logo. It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. It's on the. We've got the Getting Dicey dice on the side.
Nice.
On the shoulder.
Even better.
And the characters there. I think. Can I just shout out? I think this design is so fucking cool. Like,
It's awesome.
the characters just look so damn good. They look like they could like popped out of like an early '90s like point and click game. It's so good. Sorry, I just saw Jackalope right. They are gross and shouldn't be allowed. And I'm like, hey! But she's talking about lizards, so that's okay.
Lizards?
I don't know.
Lizards are hated more.
About spiders, because she's Rose's sister.
Right.
Like, do you hate spiders as much as Rose does? And she's like, nah.
But they're not the best. Lizards, you hate lizards. Lizards are adorable. They're
It
like
depends on what kind of lizards.
tiny little dinosaurs. They're so cool.
Are you thinking geckos or are you thinking lizards?
Kobolds.
Kobolds. All right, so
Kobolds
let's get back into it.
Thunder lizards.
Thunder lizards. So you guys have kind of made your way up up the ridge towards the south side of the what you think to be the Old Owl Well. Is there a specific formation you guys are taking heading up this hill?
Sigg will lead.
Cool.
Lorros will be just behind, still feeling a little poorly.
Sigg will be upwind of Lorros.
I would advise that to everybody.
So who's either next to or behind Sigg?
I'll be behind Sig.
Okay, with your little spider buddies.
And then me.
To the side of Miraqen, Baron?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Gil and Loris at the back.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye on Baron.
Okay, you're right behind Baron as you head up this ridge. All right, so let's move you guys. Onto
I assume we're all on high alert, yeah?
Oops, I just realized I put you guys on
The
wrong
highest
map,
of alerts.
So I just need to copy your tokens, put them onto the right map.
Whoa!
Oh,
If that's going to load. Come on and load.
Oh.
Have you guys got a map up at the moment. It's a bit of a dark map because it is nighttime.
Yeah, I got some movement too. It's great.
Just pasting your token. So I've
Don't-
just got your
oh, here we
tokens. Yeah.
Right.
They're
And
just coming.
it is 8 o'clock at night. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so it's 8 o'clock. What I will say is when you get to this point, Sigg, can I just get a actually, is it a perception check that I want out of you guys? Sorry, I just needed to check something. Oh yeah, so you guys have all got passive perception of like 10 or higher, right? Are you guys all over 10?
12 for Sigg.
So,
Mine is 10.
Okay, great. So,
Miraqen's 14.
oh, that's right. That's right.
We have a minus to have under 10.
Right. Okay. Cool. So what you all notice as you reach the top of this crest, is just the smell of like a deathly odor coming from kind of this pit in front of you. It looks like what was in front of you is like the lower floor of this, or what used to be this tower built above a well. But you can't really see into it right now from where you currently are. But there is just that rich kind of odor of decay.
it seems Duran was right. I smell undead smells. We must proceed with caution. Do we have torches lit?
Yes.
Sure, I've got a torch somewhere around me.
We'll assume that Sigg is holding a torch because you've been traveling in the dark for a wee while now. So Sigg has got a torch in front of him. A Corona light, I believe it is.
Molotov cocktail.
All right, cool. What would you guys like to do? You can hear cicadas off in the distance. The moon is quite high in the sky tonight, and it's casting some shadows from some of the pillars that you see, but not enough light to fill the hole in front of you. You do see off to the left of this hole, Miraqen, especially because you can see so well in the dark. Gil, you're not far ahead enough to see this, but you can see that there are steps on the west side of this hole going down into the darkness.
I see.
I would suggest we proceed with caution. We know that this area has been told that people are attacked. So let's keep our eyeballs ready. And Sigg will take cautious steps forwards.
As you near that edge, I also notice, I've been listening to the podcast heaps and just catching up on just how we do. And I say "as you" a lot, so I'm just going to say...
While you
walk forward, you can...
I don't like it.
You can see inside this pit, and you just see some shambling undead just kind of moving around
Oh, yeah.
in this area. You can see...
I'm going to... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Shanon?
Can I lift up my glass staff and cast mage armor?
Yeah. What do you need to do that? Do you have to...
It has 10 charges, and that uses 1 charge.
Okay, cool.
And gives me a bit of extra AC.
Yeah, perfect.
So it's not just 12 anymore.
Okay, cool. And these things are just kind of like shambling around aimlessly down in this pit.
Sigg wonders if the whole party can see these shambling undead.
It's just you at the moment. You've moved close enough to see this.
Sigg turns to the party. 12 enemies ahead. Are we ready to fight?
I'll move forward and have a look too.
Okay, so you move forward as well, and what you notice is a little bit of light coming in from a small entranceway on the right-hand side of that sort of shallow area, that deep area. I guess stairs go down to this area. You can see what used to be a well kind of in the middle there, and just a little soft glow of light coming in from a small doorway on the right.
And what do these undead shambling creatures look like?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. How do I... Here we we go. They look like this.
Whoa. Ugly.
All right, so they are very much zombies. I said this, which is a really, really bad way to describe it for the podcasters. I gotta just imagine this. So they've got, from what you can see, they've got sort of glowing yellow eyes, missing hair in patches on their, and skin in some patches of their what you can see of their body that is not covered. Their clothes are torn. And some of them are missing ears and parts of their face as well.
Oh, disgusting. Brian, come look at this. Everyone be quiet. Brian, have you ever seen such a thing as a necromancer? Do you know what these are?
You're beckoning, and I looked at what you're pointing at. I've probably read about this sort of thing, but I've never... I've lived quite a sheltered book life. And does this ring any bells from my readings?
Give us a history check. Also, Lorros, you've been given an inspiration point, so you've got 2 inspiration points right now.
Oh yeah!
Thanks to random origins.
And 1.
Oh, 1.
I thought you could only have 1 at once.
Oh, that's a good point, but that's when we're not talking about gifted ones from viewers. So I mean,
From the internet.
This is internet given. Someone's paid for that. I'm not going to go, thanks for your money.
My inspiration.
Beyond bardic inspiration, there's
so
money inspiration.
Unfortunately, with a roll of 1, somehow the most common undead that most people have heard about, even outside of studies, in the world of Faerun, like everyone but you seems to know what this is.
Could be anything.
You're not even certain if they're undead.
They look fine to me.
And to be fair, it is dark. You don't have dark vision. You can't see as well as...
True.
Brian, they're not fine. They're not fine at all.
It looks like some kind of silent disco.
I don't know what that is, Brian, but that's ridiculous.
Sigg returns to the group and suggests a battle plan. Everyone gather round, talk. Sigg talks in a lowered voice, even more garglier, as if he hadn't had ice cream that night. It seems there's an approach to the west with stairs, and on the eastern side there's a sheer face which we could stand upon and use ranged attacks. I know between us all we have bows and arrows and whatnot. So perhaps we could take them out, as many as we can for ranged attacks, until they met us in melee, and then we could kill them all. What say you all?
Indeed, you're wise. I also have a spell that could be helpful for binding them. It's called Spike Growth. I've not used it before.
I'm going to be very DM-ish right now and ask everyone to give me a stealth roll.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
I'm really good at these.
She says she trips over.
Sigg rolls 17.
I rolled a 24.
I rolled a
a 13.
As I said, I'm very good at these and have rolled a 7.
So Sigg has sort of relayed the tactics that he thinks you guys should sort of move forward with. Gil mouths something and no one can hear him. He's so silent. Miraqen, however, responds to Sigg slightly louder than she intended. Yeah. It's actually...
I'm excited about my new spell.
Yeah. But unfortunately, like as you respond, you can just hear like a from behind you, and you turn to see some of these zombies making their way up the steps.
Ooh.
Mr. Lorros.
Follow me, and I'm just gonna rage on. I'm gonna rage on and charge him with my axe over my head.
Seems like a good way to die.
What we'll do if Lorros is looking to attack, I think we're going to have to go into initiative.
I rolled 13.14.
I rolled a 16.13.
I've rolled a 22.
Ooh, someone's keen to get into battle.
Sig has
I
rolled
have
a
a
20.
spell.
I have a spell I want to cast.
All right.
Sig rolled 21.14.
Oh, you
And
didn't.
the Baron rolled a 19.
Oh, you didn't click your token, did you? Did you?
Oh, oops.
Every fucking time.
There's always
Okay.
one. We'll just chuck you in there and give you a. What was it? 21.
Indeed.
Okay. Miraqen, we'll start with you. So you've heard the shamblings of these zombies, and you've turned around to see them starting to make their way, up the stairs, and you can just hear. Brains.
Oh, bring them on.
It's a classic zombie move right
We're
there.
not going to go near Lorros.
Oh, good.
Smells like one of them. If you totally like, if you've seen The Walking Dead, where they literally cover themselves in zombie goo and walk through the zombies, this is what Lorros smells like right now.
That's true. They think that he's one of them.
Mm.
So he gets advantage, obviously.
Also critting.
All right.
So do you guys get near them?
All right, Miraqen, you first.
All right, I'm ready. I was just talking about this. Watch this, guys. All right, so I start waving my druidic staff and cast Spike Growth, which is a new cool level 2 spell that I have yet to try out. So I get to choose a point within 150 feet, and I start horrible twisting hard spikes and thorns growing up from underneath those zombies, and I choose to do it. I can see the closest area where they're going to come through, and I can catch 4 of those in that. So
Do you just want to click on the map where you want to hold like the mouse button down just to ping the map so I can see where you're aiming it?
I'm going to try. Did I do the thing? I did. Hang on. Can everyone see
I can
that?
see. Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's
So I've chosen a 20-foot radius.
yeah, cool.
Which will sprout spikes and thorns, which becomes difficult terrain for the duration. So any creature that moves into or within the area takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay, nice.
Would it be much bigger than that if it's 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius. Yeah, you've done like
radius? I don't know my geometry. This is massive.
It is.
I'm more powerful than I ever thought possible. So I get 4 times what I thought I did.
I'll just
This is
get rid of those.
incredible.
Okay, cool. That's
Okay,
Wow.
guys,
Enormous.
be careful. I've laid down invisible thorns underneath them. Do not run into the spikes.
as you do that, Joe, you hear some movement from where that soft light is coming out, and a can I select this guy? Someone comes running out of where that light is because he can hear the moans and groans of these zombies, and he says, "Oh, what's the meaning of this? Say, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on?" And he just comes out and he's running out and sort of takes a look around. He's sort of like a short red robed figure with like sunken skin. He's got a shaved scalp and he's got this black tattoo on his forehead. Yeah. So that's kind of, he's just sort of shouted out, "What's happening? What's happening?"
And he's human?
He's a human. Yeah, he's a human.
It's just his front yard, isn't it? Can I do a psst at the moment, or do I have to wait?
No, you can do that.
Psst. Is that sea north that we heard from Agatha? How many necromancers can there be?
We know of 2 so far.
It could be.
How do we know he's
4.
We don't know he's a necromancer. He's just an ugly little man as far as I can tell.
True, and these are just normal people, from what I could tell.
Yeah, you're having a good night with your telling.
Yeah.
So, Miraqen, did you want to use a bonus action to call back to him, or what are you wanting to do?
Oh goodness, I didn't think of that. I'll stay silent and just watch.
Okay, cool.
I'll keep my eye on him.
Okay, great. I'm just going to add him into the initiative as well. But we'll move on to Sigg's turn.
Sigg perceives the distances in front of him and then moves towards the pit in the plan that he had originally suggested, but can't find the clicky thing. That's great. Hold on. All right. There's the clicky thing. Nope. Okay. Shit.
Also, I drew a tiny rectangle by mistake and don't know how to delete it.
I can get rid of that. Don't worry about that.
Sigg is at this green circle because he can't figure out how to move himself. And then he readies his short bow and aims it at the closest undead and looses an arrow.
Oops. Yeah, cool. So can you roll to hit, please?
Sigg rolls an 18.
Okay, cool. So that arrow goes soaring through and lands. And did you say the closest one, or?
Agreed, this guy.
Oh yeah, cool. If you want to be able to move things around, you got to click on the little pointer arrow instead of the drawing tool, and that should.
That seems sensible.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So that hits directly into the zombie, doing 4 damage.
As a bonus action, Sigg would like to call out to the newcomer, "Flee before you are rendered by these undead fiends."
Okay. To which he looks up at you and sees the zombie having just been attacked, and he's like, "Oh, get out of there, you mongrels! Come on, hey, get back here! Come on, hey, get back, mongrels!" Oh. And you can see that he's kind of like looking at like almost shepherding these zombies, and he calls up, "Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'll get these guys away from you. Don't worry about them. They're just keeping me protected. Get out of there, you little mongrels! Come on, get back, get back!" And he's kind of like almost hurting them, and you can see some of these zombies kind of like making their ways just off into the corners of the rooms, and each this one walks into this thing and moves like a good 20 feet. They all just are kind of like moving back towards, just taking epic amount of damage. each one moving back towards this guy.
They take 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet they travel.
2d4, jeez.
That's a lot of dice.
That is all right. So
I'll roll.
Totally trapped them.
yeah, so they're each going to roll 8d4, I guess.
This is a little awkward. I didn't know they were his friends.
So they're going to roll 8d4 damage each. They each take 21 damage.
Nice.
So that's just so I don't know if I can like adjust all of these manually. I'm gonna have to do it all one by one. But these zombies are not looking good. The ones that were caught in these vines, and the guy sort of looks at his zombies as they're sort of tearing more flesh off themselves as they're sort of wading slowly through these invisible vines. And he says to them, "Hey, stop! Hey, stop there, guys! Stop! Stop! Oh, you filthy mongrels, stop!" And they all sort of just like, and they sort of freeze in place. And he sort of looks up at you, Miraqen, and says, You couldn't get rid of those. I don't know if you're responsible for this. It's not me that's doing this, but if you know what's happening up there, I'd like to be able to get to the end of this with these little protected little guys still on my side.
I'm assuming he could probably tell it is me by my glowing staff.
True. And you're just hearing from some of the zombies. Oh, gee.
I'll walk forward and peer down into the well so I can see the situation better. And I'll call back down. This is a little awkward. I didn't realize. What are you doing with undead protecting you? This seems strange. What?
Yeah, he looks back up and says, well, never you mind. I'm just here doing my business. These little mongrels are here just to help me out. Just keep me safe while I do my business.
Do my business.
It's a nervous poor.
What brings you guys out here anyway? Hey, you little mongrel, stop! Hey! And he sort of like points off to one zombie that's kind of like getting closer to him, like it's almost gonna like nibble on him for a bit.
I'm happy to stop the spell once we ascertain these and yourself are not a threat to us.
And he's just kind of like batting off the one of the zombies. Hey! Get out of here! And it sort of shambles back off into one of the corners. And he says, they don't look like much problem, do they? I mean, I'm pretty certain we could have taken care of you guys by now if that was the plan, but hey, you little mongrels, get out of there! And there's a couple of them have started moving, and they just sort of fall through out of these vines, dead onto the ground.
Oops.
Yeah, he's like, not your fault. It's going to take me weeks to get a few more of these guys.
I'd like to beckon the other party members forward so they can join in this very strange discussion.
Yes.
Do we want to stop initiative, or are we going to move through turns here?
I'm going to call out because I'm next in the initiative.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to Byrem.
Because I don't know what other people want to do, but I just want to yell at. I use C North. C North.
No. I'm Hamun. And who might you guys be?
My name's Byrem, Brian Byrem, and we have Sigg here, Lorros, Miraqen, Gil, and we're all.
Don't you get out of there! Hey, stop it, Roy! Stop! And another one just kind of moves forward and crumples into the vines and dies. He's like, "Is there any
Hamun?
Hey, oh come on, mate! You filthy bugger! I haven't heard that most of my life. Look, I'm losing some serious assets here. I don't know if you guys can get rid of whatever you've done, but I'm like, that's like a quarter of my guys."
Sorry, we've just come here because we have heard that people have been attacked by undead.
Yeah, my bad. Look, sometimes I'm not around when these filthy little mongrels get out and do their things. I do my best to try and stop any danger, but sometimes people are here to stop me from doing what I'm trying to do. And we'll move on to Lorros.
Mm-hmm. So how high is that? How deep is the like?
It's a 20-foot drop into this area. So the stairs go down 20 feet.
So if I leapt into there'd be some falling damage taken.
2d6. Unless you do like very, very well on an athletics check.
I'm good at athletics.
You don't have to convince me. You have to convince the dice.
I'm just convincing myself. So pretty much I'd rage as soon as I saw these things, and I was literally about to charge in it and destroy them. So I'm not listening to any of this shit. I'm basically bristling, ready to launch into this. So hearing, I guess, a couple of these things fall down, I am basically just going to charge to the edge of the pit, and as gracefully as a large Goliath can do, I'll probably end up barging past Byrem a little bit here. I'm going to leap from where I'm standing to in front of this guy here and come down on him with all the force I can with my axe and just literally...
Let's see how much you've moved. You've already moved 30 foot to the edge of this.
Sure?
Well, you were right at the back. You were right at the back of the group.
I'd moved a couple of times to
okay.
also when thingy had. So I reckon it was about 20, 25.
It was about 20 feet.
All right.
Maybe about 20.
So you'd be able to leap 10 feet from where you are. So we'd say, yeah, okay. So if you could land right next to this zombie if you so want.
That's my plan.
Okay. Give me an athletics check and we'll see how well you jump down.
Apparently I'm
Remembering you can't see in the dark. So we're going to do it with disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine. Not mine. Athletics, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes.
Oh,
What
I
was
could
that?
have used your inspiration.
I could have I was going to as well. Damn, never mind. Never mind.
So you leap off the edge of this, and sort of like hit the ground full force. There's no dampening. You just kind of like hit the ground, and fall prone onto the ground. And you get 2d6 worth of damage. So I'm just gonna roll that. So you take 7 falling damage, and you've ended prone, on the ground in front of or next to this zombie, and this zombie sort of looks at you and just goes, "Ouchie." All right, so it is it's Hamun's turn. And he's sort of like looking down at Lorros, and he's like, "Look, I don't want any trouble. Like, I've already killed like a few. I say me. I blame myself for the actions of my herd. But look, if you guys are here to threaten what I'm trying to do here, look, I'm not even trying to do much. I'm just trying to get some answers. But if you guys really want to put up a fight, I just want you to know, I quite frankly am sick of these little buggers of killing people, and I really mean you guys no harm." "Hey, get out of there, you little... Oh, no, not another one!" And another one just kind of like moves forward and slumps down onto the ground, dead. And he says, "Oh, man, it's going to take me so long to replenish these guys." And he moves on. So it's now the zombies' turn. 3 of them are just kind of like stood in place within these vines. They're kind of just like, again, just, "Ouchie." As they've been scratched up by something they can't even see. They're not smart enough to comprehend it. Some of the others in the pit are just sort of shambling around. And the one next to Laura sort of moves over to him and leans down and just sort of like stupidly sort of just like patting Lorris's side. "Ouchie."
Aww.
Yeah. And it's that's the zombie's turn. Gil, back to you.
I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to call out and I'm going to say, what are you doing here? What are you searching for?
He looks up at you, is now seeing you for the first time as well. He says, "Look, I don't really want to divulge I'm just doing some research. What are you guys doing here? You know, like, we're out in the middle of the nowhere. It's nighttime in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just trying to get my... Well, I was actually about to hit the hay, to be honest. It's quite late. I've got my fire going. It's quite nice and warm in there. I was just bunking down for the night. But if you're wanting to know what I'm doing here in general during the days, just research my good friend." But what about you? What are you guys? What brings you all the way out to Old Elwell? Yeah.
We're here because some of the villages have been attacked by undead, and we would prefer that not happen.
Oh, geez. Look, I'm really sorry. Look, once I get the stuff I'm looking for, I'll be out. Look, all I'm trying to do, I'm trying to figure out who built the tower here. All I know, it was a great wizard of some sort. I'm just trying to do some research. But look, I'm going to be honest. I'm probably not going to be hanging around here for much longer anyway. Not with what I saw earlier today anyway.
What was that?
Yeah, some of those orc bastards came scouting around here, down from the old Wyvern tour, you know. Came down here, and I think they've got plans to come down here and crack old Hamun's skull in, eh? Just like an orc might do. Hey, oh no, not you as well! Oh God, get out! Oh. And it's one of the other zombies moves forward and sort of crumples down onto the ground dead.
The spell is brutal.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's everything I can do.
And he's
That's
Power of level 3, everybody. The power of 3.
we'll move back to Miraqen with Hamun pleading once more. Look, I mean, it's more of an inconvenience with these little buggers going down. I'm gonna have to heal them up anyway. But if you could just stop I assume you've got some kind of thing holding the last two in place, but I really don't want to have to heal them back up from death. I can bring their health up. That's pretty easy. But reanimating, that's going to take a while.
Well, I, for one, don't feel that any man should have his own personal army of undead. Don't you think it's a little irresponsible even to let them roam the countryside hurting innocent people? I mean, this is your responsibility. I can't stand and let that happen.
They're just my pets. I'm sure you understand. Haven't you had a pet or anything in your life?
Well, funny you should ask, actually. I actually got 2 today, and they're super cute. But anyway, that's beside the point. Yours are killing people.
I mean, you got me there. Look, I said, all I'm trying to do is do some research. I may not be the nicest guy out there, but I'm trying to just do my job. Look, I'm going to be leaving here anyway. So, look, I'll pack up in the morning. That's fine. I'm not really getting anywhere with my research. But, look, I just don't want to fight. Like, I mean, I've got spells you guys probably haven't even heard of. Look, if you want a fight, we can do this. But just trust me on this one. I'll probably hurt you guys, and I really don't want to.
Quite the threat.
But you've made your point with you and with those orc mongrels. Right? Look, I'm just going to pack up. I'll take my herd with me, and no harm, no foul. Hey, get out of it, you little shit! And one of the other zombies has kind of just made its way back over to him, and he's trying to nibble on him. He's just like patting him away again. Byrem,
I think
sorry.
missing out of the order.
Where'd Sigg go? What did you roll, Sigg?
The DM forgot to click my token. I rolled 21.
Okay, sorry. We'll go you first here, Sigg.
Nice.
Before we get onto the Baron.
So, despite the dialogue echoing around him, Sigg sees a zombie approaching his compatriot, Mr. Lorros, and he readies his short bow again and
With
fires
advantage.
another arrow.
With advantage.
So you have seen it just sort of like patting. You have seen it patting Lorros, not attacking.
Yeah, because that's a good point. Let me check
Sigg
my
does
rate.
not care.
Okay, all right. Give us a roll to hit.
Sigg
Is he
rolls a
hostile?
16.
He's not hostile to me, is he?
He's not. So yep, with a roll of 16, you've definitely hit the zombie. How much was the damage?
8 damage.
And that arrow sort of like shoots into its right shoulder, and it kind of chips off a bit of meat and bone. And you just hear coming up from the pit, "Oh, jeez!"
Nice.
Anything else? And you've noticed the Hamun sort of see what you've done, and he look backs at the remaining three atop the wall with pleading eyes.
Sigg, with a bonus action, will call back to the group, forwards, and then run up to this position on the map.
Okay, cool. Shanon, Baron, it's over to you.
Well, I'm just going to say this is a chaotic mess. It seems to me that he's not attacking us. And we're the aggressors here. We've just come in here. We've heard about people being attacked, though, but besides that, he doesn't seem to be aggressive at all.
Indeed, I agree.
Undead. Perhaps we could aid in his research, and then we can find out something that would help us more than just killing him. What do you think of that?
To whom are you speaking?
Yeah, who are you speaking? Sorry.
The party.
Yeah,
the party.
I would consider it if he proves that he will not harm us.
He seems to be has not attacked us, even though he's one of our party right next to him.
He seems quite careless, but he's not trying to kill us.
A lot of his zombies have been killed. He hasn't told them to attack. So
Can somebody insight check him? Maybe Baron, given it's his turn.
I can attempt that. Yep, I got a +0. Probably get a 1. I got a 14.
All right, with a roll of 14, you've kind of analyzed his tone, his posture, and he seems sincere from what you can tell. What he's been saying rings true to you.
Okay, I'm going to drop down. Can I drop down?
You can, but it's a 20-foot drop. You got to.
Oh,
yeah.
So you can't just sort of skid down.
No, it's like a vertical drop.
What about this over here? There's like a block. Could I land on that block?
That's probably like a foot or two less of a fall.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll just come over here, and I'll just say to Hamun, perhaps I could assist in your research.
As you, I
know this is a mess.
While you make your way to that position, he has just seen one of the party attack one of his zombies, and you see him just pull out a quarterstaff and sort of place it on the end of it on the ground next to him as he watches you move.
Yes, well, I'll be walking with open hands.
Okay.
And say, don't worry, I could attack from way over there. This is actually more dangerous for me over here.
Okay. Is there anything you want to be doing from that position?
No, just telling him I could maybe help in his research and let him move on his way earlier than he would have.
Okay. Lorros, you're prone on the ground next to a zombie that is gently stroking you. All right.
Mildly comforting, I must admit. It's better than having Baron do shit from behind me,
A soothing touch.
Oh, gee.
Yes, ouchie indeed. So I'm just going to get myself up, which I think halves my movement, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, I'm just going to stand up, look around. I'm still raging, but I'm just going to walk across to is it Hamun?
It is.
I can get to just in front of Hamun, and I'm
How are you approaching him?
Very like I'm picturing Hulk kind of just lurching very, very slowly, but very, very purposefully, not aggressively, but just very purposely, and look at him.
Are you moving to striking distance?
You're raging, right?
I'm within. Yeah, I absolutely live within the 5 feet of him.
So when you get about to the 10-foot mark away from him, he just sort of he sees you. He sees how aggressive you are. He's lit from a soft light from his left, and you can sort of see worry concern on his face, and he raises his quarterstaff, and he just asks you to please not take a step further.
Okay, I'll stop, and I'm going to say, stow it or lose your arm. And that's where I'll leave it.
All right, it's his turn now. And I'm going to let you react, and not with a move or anything, but just with conversation. And he says, if you put yours down first and tell your archer up on the walls to put away his, then
Archer?
Well, someone's been firing arrows at my zombies.
He normally carries a hammer.
If you step back and place your sword or your axe down and tell your archer to stop firing, then you may see the next sunrise. And so,
it's gonna be, whose dick is bigger?
so he's readying for anything that is the opposite of what he's just said. And it is the zombies' turns, and they stay put. They're still not doing anything. Gil, it's your turn.
Interesting. I'm just going to ready an action here.
Is this going to be Reservoir Dog style, like everyone with their guns pointed?
Mexican standoff.
Yes. I'm going to ready a spell casting on him becoming aggressive.
So this is going to be interesting. So if there's a readied action for a readied action, who goes first?
He would go first.
Surely he would go first.
Because he's reacting when
Yeah.
someone else attacks.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And that will set off a trigger.
Yeah.
But then Gil would get to go before he does. Sorry, the way his reaction would go, but Gil's reacting to his reaction, so he intercepts.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just going to call out, you don't need to do this.
And he says, I know. I've been trying to stop you guys from the moment I've seen you.
And I say, I'm talking to Lorros.
That makes sense. There, get out of there, little bugger.
But I'm,
Yeah.
like, I'm guessing if I ready my action, that's
Cool.
my...
Miraqen.
All right. I take my staff, I put it into my backpack or whatever wherever you keep the staff,
stow
and
it.
I put my hands up and I say, I'm ending the spell. Let's see if we can resolve this peacefully. And I end my concentration spell.
All right. Okay, cool. Let's we'll get rid of that. All right, and the zombies that have sort of like been caught in these vines, just sort of, you hear them just going, they're pretty happy they don't have that anymore. Anything else, Miraqen?
I call out, let's not anybody do anything rash. We can talk about this.
Speaking of which, it is Sigg's turn.
Ooh.
Now, from your position where you are right now, Sigg, you can't see Hamun, but you can see the two zombies on the steps. Yeah.
Indeed. So as the dialogue has been toing and froing, Sigg hasn't been listening, expecting his party to continue the assault. But then he noticed Byrem approach towards the enemy, and that has triggered his vision, and he lowers his bow and he talks to Byrem. Are we not killing everything here?
No, I'm not. I don't want to kill him. He doesn't seem to be attacking us. We've just come to visit him. Well, we're visiting his home.
Did he not admit to killing the people from the village?
That may be true. Yeah. But I don't know if he did it on purpose or what happened, so maybe we should find out.
One would expect one doesn't gather a herd of zombies by mistake.
Well, maybe he just lost control of them. That he's already admitted that it was his mistake. That's true, but I don't think he's out to kill people.
Sigg chats to Baron for 6 seconds.
All right, cool. Baron, we're over to you.
Oh, well. I'm just going to continue looking like I'm not going to attack anyone, and I'm just going to say that it'd be nice to chat. Maybe if you could move all the zombies away from everybody, we can maybe go inside and have a cup of tea or something.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Lorros.
So, not having attacked anything, my rage has subsided. So I'm calm-ish. Having been returned threatened, I'm just gonna, rather than having my axe ready to smash it, I'm just gonna kind of rest it over my shoulders and kind of, just kind of like I'm chilling with a across my back. Oh, about to knock shit over. That would have been bad. And just kind of stand there going, okay, your move.
Okay. It is Hamun's turn. He sees everyone sort of putting away their weapons. He sees Lorros putting the axe over his shoulders and resting it. And a smile sort of comes across Hamun's face. And he raises his quarterstaff. And we'll find out next week what happens.
With my ready action.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if he's being aggressive or what. He's just held up the thing. We'll see what goes on.
There's a lot of anti-necromancer prejudice going on.
Yeah.
As we've seen in Necromancer.
A mistake and caused harm to people. Actually, no, that'd be a third in this campaign.
What was that? Sorry.
This would be like the second NPC necromancer that's caused harm to people mistakenly.
Yeah, there's a lot of necromancers in the Lost Mine of Phandelver by the looks of things.
I think there's like 5 or something so far.
What's
I
going
can't
on?
believe how many necromancers there are.
Yeah, there's heaps.
Yeah, it's getting confusing.
More common than tavern owners.
Yeah. I like that I got like an annoying groan out of you guys by ending it, but also like 2 people in the chat as well were very upset with us finishing at that point.
I'm annoyed because I was gonna ready a bonus action after my turn, but then it was too late and I didn't remember to do it in time.
Okay.
I'm like, oh,
What was it?
ready a
What was
reaction. I mean,
what was right? What was it going to be? Like, what were you waiting for?
ideally, just reacting to any him getting aggressive in any way.
Right. That's fair. So Sock Merchant said order of readied actions for the. But that still means nothing to me. Like, of course, the order of readied actions is the order of readied actions, but who goes first? Who goes first? In the case where, like, if Lorros had gotten violent, or one of you guys had gotten violent, then he was going to get violent, but then one of you guys were going to get violent before he got violent, even though he was being triggered by your triggering.
Yeah, I think it should go by what gets triggered by what.
Power of 3.
Power of 3, we got 3 shirts. 4 shirts.
3.
Yay!
By the
Oh,
fourth.
it's ruined now. You ruined it.
Yeah, power of 4.
Sorry, I ruined it.
So I want to get Sock Merchant's ruling on this. If Hamun was waiting for like any of them to fire before, if their trigger was
Well,
them
logically,
making a
Lawrence
move,
would
they
be
go
the
first.
trigger, right? Given I was the one within striking distance.
So let's say you would have triggered his move.
So I threatened him. He threatened me.
Mm.
It was my move. Basically, my action was if I attacked him, he'd go to attack me. If he went to attack me, then Gil was going to do something.
Yeah, so Gil would have gone first, followed by Hamun, followed by you. I guess.
Well, I would have gone to attack. He would have reacted to that, and then Gil reacts to that. Yeah.
Gil reacts like after
Okay.
that attack has taken place.
Well, no, it's kind of like I go to attack. He reacts, does whatever. Gil sees what he's going to do and does something. So whatever happens, then can, I guess, reverse or to stop it.
Yeah. So Gil
It's
would have
not a
gone
reaction
first.
if it doesn't intercept
if I go-
what's going to happen.
Yeah, so if I go to punch you
Yeah.
and Gil sees that and tries to stop it, my action happens or starts.
Yeah.
Gil goes to stop and he goes to block it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's
Gil's
successful,
right.
right.
If it's successful, if it fails, then it continues
Yeah,
through.
I gotcha.
But
That's
that
cool.
works.
I kind of wanted it to happen because I had the perfect song lined up.
I kind of wanted it to happen because I had
Everyone's just kind of lucky that Lorros didn't get to attack anything because his rage subsides.
yeah.
Wait. Why did you want it to happen, Reagan?
Because it would have been something that hasn't happened before, I think.
Or you were just going to murder all of us.
TPK.
Which hasn't happened before.
Yeah, I was like so stoked on my spell, and then it was awkward because it was like, "Can you please stop the spell?" And I'm like,
I thought it was so good. I thought it was so good.
my spell was awesome.
Those things always wreck the
It was
encounter.
amazing.
Like just 4 zombies dead, just like instantaneous.
Yeah, they couldn't have gotten through.
Oh wait, what's Reece pulling out here? What's going on?
Oh, I'm just packing up.
Oh, okay, all right. I think you're gonna show off some
Got
cool
more
new
toys
thing
there.
you're building.
Nah.
Yeah.
Still in
So for-
progress.
All right, cool.
For necromancers,
yeah.
we've got glass stuff. We've got the spider woman. We've got this one called that was mentioned by Agatha as Sea North.
Yeah.
Now we've got Hamun and me. So that's 5.
Yeah. But I mean,
what's in one
like
spot?
Sea North was from like 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, he's an old guy.
Yeah, but he's got a book.
I don't,
He's
Already,
still a
like-
necromancer.
yeah. All right.
What's the beeping in the background?
That's me. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there was a bit of that beeping.
Beep, beep. It's like, what's going on here?
What do you think of those animated maps? It's quite cool having some of that
they're
ambient
cool.
sound going, eh?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear this ambient sound because of my setup, I think. But
I used
it
to
was amazing. It looked cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the viewers I think had the sound, which is awesome. I don't know if everyone had the sound, but that's cool.
It's better than a sound file playing in the background on that separate website that John used to do.
Yeah. It's hey, that was cool for its time. That was awesome. We got a lot of people came through at one point there.
There was a whole lot of hosting going on. We had 2 hosts.
Right. So I think Random Origins gave 15 bits, cheered 15 bits because of Baron's burn on the zombies not attacking Lorros because they're looking for brains.
I couldn't help it.
That was
Sorry.
very good. It was very
And
good.
you know what? You're adding insult to injury quite literally there. To the man that you just froze some very tender bits on.
That's going to be interesting. I'll get back to that because that is going to be interesting.
We didn't really accept my apology. I gave it a go. I was trying to connect.
We had a couple of follows as well, which is fantastic. We had a raiding party of 8 show up, and we had someone hosting us as well with 18 viewers, which is awesome. That's La Chesty Roo hosted us.
Chesty LaRue?
La Chesty Roo.
Like Chesty
They just
LaRue.
moved around the other way. And then someone else with C and people's Twitch names very hard to pronounce. If you're even meant to pronounce them, I got no idea. Which is really cool. Yeah, we had like a Billy Goblin that came in, which was awesome. La Chesty Roo loved the outfits, which is awesome. The other
Yeah, I put in so much effort.
Oh yeah, like it's just been so Well, when's your shirt showing up, Dave?
Should be. I should be fully equipped next week.
Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good.
I didn't order one, but I feel bad now because I saw them and the color is really nice.
Well,
they look like legit.
They are for sale, my friend. They're for sale now as well. And if you get them,
I don't want one of these old ones. I want one with a hammer.
Yeah, that's
hammer.
what's for sale now. So the one with the hammer is for sale now. If you get them within, I think, the next 20 hours, that'll be cheaper than if you wait a day. They go up in price after the first 24 hours. So
I think I'm gonna get the hammer one in grey.
Yeah, by all means. Like I said, if you're going to buy them today because it'll be cheaper. Not much of the they're not really they're not for us. They're for us in the fact that you're supporting us. But we don't really get much of the money from these shirt sales.
You probably get like $2, eh?
Something like that, something really small. But The cool thing is that you'd be wearing a Getting Dicey t-shirt, which is cool. And they look so good. Check this shit out.
It's a great way to spread the word.
It is a great. People will be like, that is a cool shirt. It's got some really cool pixel art on it. Yeah, for some reason the women's shirt doesn't allow like things on the sleeves.
Nothing.
We get the dice
Poor.
though.
That's poor
Still
Sharon.
not allowed things on their sleeves, but at least they got.
Yeah, that's cool. So really cool pixel art done by Joe as well, which makes it even cooler. I do want to get another design up in the next couple of weeks, which I think would be really fun. But if
I really liked oh sorry.
No.
I really liked just on your Hamun character there.
Hamun.
Is that the one that you were waiting for ages? Because he's so cool. He's like an Australian sheep herder, but with numbers. Is that what you're going for?
that was
All Blue
Great.
Villa just to be running around nipping at these things would be fantastic.
Bloody,
Get around back.
bloody NPCs and their moral quandaries.
Yeah, well,
I
see
know.
the whole sheep herder, zombie herder thing. I thought,
Sigg
Reece he's gone. See Reece. I thought because it's in the thing, it's just like a mage that has 12 zombies that are there to protect him, and he can call them back at certain moments. And I was just like, he's a fucking zombie herder. I have to turn him into like an Australian sheep herder. I was.
Can you do the whistle?
I probably maybe
What?
I can do it like this. But that might be.
Oh.
Fucking do that.
That was too loud. It was too
I can't
loud
do
for
it.
the microphone.
No.
I just
Yeah,
like
the
very
mic.
piercing damage to my
Yeah,
ears.
the microphone like peaks instantly for that.
Mm.
But the other thing I was umming and ahhing about toying with, because he can do mage hand. I was umming and ahhing about whether he had like a little mage hand like sheepdog. Like just sitting on his shoulder that would go out and like herd them for him.
Get around.
Yeah.
would be-
So I was umming and ahhing, and I thought, nah, he'll just do the whistle and stuff and have like just good control over them himself. Yeah.
He was fun. He was very
Yeah, I'm
fun.
glad. That wasn't the one I've been waiting for either. I've got
okay.
so many characters that I'm just dying to bring out for you guys.
You know, that cat encounter was definitely getting dicey for sure.
The witch encounter.
The one with Hamun.
Oh, Hamun. Yeah.
What about Hamun?
That was intense. That was getting actually really intense.
It was intense.
Which I really I liked sitting back and just seeing how you guys were dealing with that. Like there was some proper role play conversations between some of you guys, which was awesome. That was really, really awesome. Sharpie Edges agrees. Says great session team, which is cool. Yeah, I think now's a good time to call it a night. If you like what you see and you haven't already followed us, then hit follow because that's awesome. It just inflates our egos that little bit more. But if you want to come and chat to us about D&D, whether you're playing or whether you want to learn more, or if you want to talk about what happened tonight, anything about D&D and anything really in particular, come and join us in our Discord. If you want to check out previous sessions, you can see them on YouTube or you can listen to them on iTunes or anywhere that you get your podcasts. Session 5 should be out in an hour and a half. Joe?
We should raid someone.
Should we raid someone? Okay.
Roll for cheese raid or a goblin.
Oh, let's see who else is.
Get them to stand the goblin emote
Yeah.
if they can.
Okay, let's do that. So,
Goblin raid. Goblin raid.
Goblins are raiders.
I'm gonna roll for cheese real quick just because I can.
Teaching Newbies 5th edition. No, we don't want to do that one. Rerun back.
Why not? It's good to get people started.
Oh, there's an Australian group doing Storm King's Thunder. I feel like
Do it.
Oh yes, let's do that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Where are they? That's gonna be awesome.
Australia.
Yeah, they're in Australia.
I mean,
I know what you mean.
So what we'll do for all the Getting Dicey viewers, we're going to chuck you over to Lord Reece, I think it is. If you can if you're a subscriber, then ready your roll for cheese emotes, because we're going to roll for cheese them. 9 viewers are ready to raid. 10 viewers are ready to raid. We're gonna
You know what? We should call it
15.
troll for cheese.
troll for cheese. We're gonna
No,
you can either roll for cheese or you can goblin army them. So we're gonna pop over now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back same time next week for episode 17, where we figure out what happens with Hamun. I didn't even like saying that. All right, let's raid.
We're gonna take it.
All right.
What could happen?
All right. We are raiding with a party of 18. I'm going to turn on the volume so I can hear their response.
Who names these characters?
Is it?
Only the DM is on cam.
Yeah.
Really? Maybe
They
it's
live
just
on
the
9.
DM.
Yeah, they're in the mine. I know that.
Oh, yeah, that's where, like, Sigg joined us.
Yeah.
Maybe they have their own character show up in full armor. Did Sigg start in armor? Or a t-shirt?
Man, they haven't even really, like...
Noticed.
They
that they've gone from-
waved. They got super excited and
we went from
waved.
4 viewers to 21.
They'll have like the number one like amount of viewers now, thanks, I think.
There we
to us.
go.
I think they didn't have like many before. Yeah, they're like number one. Oh no, second on the list now. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Cool, see you guys.
All right, have a good night,
See you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
I'm heading off as well. Bye.